life. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm pretty much content with just rhyming all day.
Or Digital can instantly share pictures.
I can start. Hello. I am sorry, but I must interrupt this show. Later, you know what it is. Hey, ham solo. It's time, baby. Low. Let's turn out we do. Hey. They said we said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said we go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said we said we in. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you man. I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my penmanship. About to go in and buy me a wheel. And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you on red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you red fox. Got you chasing Hot Wheels like a matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blitz. Cut you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pimpin'. Better get out my way, bitch, I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today. Last of us like a dying breed. Down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make you bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said go.
Life, you know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm pretty much content with just rhyming all day.
Or Digital.
That was fun. That was
What?
that was interesting.
Loke, why aren't you dressed up? I'm dressed up because I was trying to be fancy.
Fancy for what?
Like Loke usually is, you know? Usually he's in
Oh
his...
my goodness.
Yeah.
Is it?
Anyways, after that's a great way to start the last BullSittin of the year at least. Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 131st installment of BullSittin on TSWS Gaming. I'm Loke7, and joining me as always is this beautiful bunch of people. First off, we have Mr. Matt Likes Games, the man that licks games. Sorry, likes games more than anyone else alive. We have our special guest coming all the way in from Belgium. Sorry for doxing you. It's Mr. Flemish, friend of the channel. Also joining us is 50% of TSWS Gaming, Mr. Ham Solo. And of course, the only reason you guys even click on these videos, it's Cozy Beluga. So Cozy, for one more time in the year of our Lord 2024, please tell us, Cozy, are you feeling rosy?
Absolutely.
Please tell us why, please.
Because the year is almost over, which means new year, more new fun
Uh-huh.
things.
All right.
Shh, be quiet.
That's a good reason to be rosy. Rachie, welcome in. Why does Cozy and Loke are so well dressed today? I'm always well dressed. What are you talking about? I'm always well dressed.
Eh.
Cozy, tell us what you've been playing, please.
I have not. I've been doing pretty much 12s, like almost every day.
Okay.
So
Just busy, busy,
I've been
busy.
playing Sleep.
Tight
Okay.
shit.
Matt, don't start.
Huh.
Don't start.
Tight shit.
Speaking of tight shit, Matt, how are you doing?
Yeah.
What you been?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I've been playing Forza Horizon 4 and Dragon Age Inquisition. Not much has changed since the other day. So pretty much it's just two games.
Tight shit.
Although I'm
shit.
thinking about getting the remasters for Soul Reaver 1 and 2. Maybe.
Uh-oh.
I might.
Okay.
We'll see.
Check out the sale on Steam. It's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to grab a few things on that.
Yeah, the current sale is insane. Even Baldur's Gate's like 40 something thousand. Wild. Sorry, not 40 something thousand, just 40 something
I was
dollars.
about to say that's 47 Texas bucks is what that is. Ain't no
Ham,
thousand.
Ham, what have you been playing and how you doing? You're muted. You're muted, bro.
Oh,
We, we can't hear you.
not sure what that.
Uh-oh.
No. Can you
There
hear
you
me
go.
now?
Yeah.
Yes, 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 we
Yes,
can hear
Louise.
you.
Yeah. Okay, great. Uh, so yeah, I've been playing. I've been playing some games lately. Um, Indiana Jones. Been playing a good amount of that. Cyberpunk, The Witcher. That's pretty much it. Pretty much just those games. The in-laws are in town, and they've been playing Mario, Super Mario,
Oh.
in my front room. So there's been that going on. My father-in-law played a little bit of Indiana Jones. He just had his eyes fixed, so he couldn't play too much of it because it like I don't know, like after a while of like playing a game or something like that, it hurts his eyes for a little bit.
Yeah.
So like he could only play a little bit, but he really enjoyed what he played so far, and he was like, "Man, this is just like a movie." So, and I was like, "Pretty much is a movie." So yeah, um, it's been a pretty good time video game wise. Yeah, nothing nothing too crazy.
All right. All right. Flemish, how you doing? What you been playing?
Well, I'm doing great. I mean, I'm home till like the 6th. So I'm super happy. Besides
Good
that,
time.
bad. These sales, my bank account lost $350, Steam and Xbox.
Wow. Wow.
I couldn't resist, man. There were so many good games I wanted to have for such a long time, and they were like 80% off. Like you have to do it at some point, right? Get
Yeah.
cut the knot and just do it. So I was a big spender. Let's say that. Um, but I got some plans with them, for sure.
So
Uh,
what have you been playing besides your credit card? What have you been actually?
Path of Exile, actually. Path of Exile 2 came out the 6th, which is in early access. It's the next generation of action RPG, I would say.
Mhm.
And in early access, it even has so much content. It's unbelievable. It's super popular on Twitch. It broke records of 1 million watchers on the first day, which is
Yeah.
amazing. It is the best selling game at the moment, even more than the Steam Deck was. So, yeah, it's popular. Let's say that. I've been enjoying it. Been dabbling into Indiana Jones as well, a little bit. But Path of Exile 2 is taking up all my time at the moment.
I think it's kind of weird buying a whole bunch of games, but you just got PoE. Isn't PoE that game that is
Well,
going to take your whole time and you won't have space to play anything else?
Well, yeah, I don't want to say it right now, but basically, I'm also gonna stream again in the next year, and I'm just
Right.
playing all my games around it. Like, I'm actually wanna start finishing games, which is not my strong suit. So I'm gonna make like a whole plan with a something called a mirror board, which I will like put like a whole schedule in. Like, this is the game I'm gonna play now, and then tomorrow I'll play that game and start doing that.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm gonna do something great. I have some.
Scheduling playtime. That's crazy.
So
That's crazy.
yeah.
But yeah, that's what being a gamer as an adult is, right? You have to you have to balance the stuff that you like with real life. Um, all right, so we're here. It's the last week of the year. I just I wanted to get a feel from you guys about like where how the year went and what like some of the high points, some of the talking points, the things that you're happy about, the things you're unhappy about with the year. So I guess the first one is to ask everyone. We'll go from top to bottom. So with Flemish first. Flemish, what was your biggest takeaway from from the year 2024 in gaming specifically? What was your biggest takeaway? It can be as big or small, but what was the biggest takeaway in your opinion?
Well, my biggest takeaway would be that indie games are basically on top of AAA games where they stand. I think the industry for indie games is going in really good directions. They're going for years, and AAA games don't matter as much anymore. Is what I'm seeing. Especially because of the microtransaction, all the stuff that they're trying to put in the games. It's getting egregious to the point that indie games are just taking over everything. To That's good for the people, right? And a good game of that is Black Myth Wukong. Black Myth Wukong is a game that doesn't have any microtransactions. Um, it is a great game. It sold super well. It's my game of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And I just see the indie industry only growing and the AAA industry only shrinking. We had a lot of games that were AAA that failed because of what the industry is becoming for AAA. Um, and it's a shame. It's a shame. I wish they hopefully they will learn from the lessons that the indie studios are doing, and we get a better year next year for AAA. But for indie, was a good year.
All right. Flemish says for AAA is taking a dump, whereas the indies are moving forward. Matt, what was your biggest takeaway from the year 2024?
Sheesh. Uh, Biggest takeaway. So I guess things are probably changing, like on a pretty big scale, it seems. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about it later, but like, yeah, my biggest takeaway
Mm,
would probably be that. I think Flamish is also pretty spot on with the whole indie thing. There've been like a bunch of AAA games I've enjoyed this year, but like, it just seems like every other month we're hearing about developers and publishers complaining that it's not sustainable or whatever. Yet they just keep doing it. So I don't know. That's pretty interesting. That's just pretty interesting to see. But yeah, I think my takeaway is that things are changing.
I need you to get to be more specific on that one, bro.
Like
What
an
do you mean things are changing?
industry. So I mean, obviously, like the thing we can talk about that's really easy is like for Xbox and how their whole new approach to things is. But like you also
Yeah.
hear Steam is thinking about making another console, which would be a hit now because they've figured out game compatibility and whatnot. But like you got stuff like that. Xbox is doing what they're doing. PlayStation is doing what they're doing. The only thing that's really not changing too much is Nintendo. Uh, but outside of that, lots of things are changing. Um, and I don't think it'll necessarily be a bad thing. I think it'll all eventually end up for the better. It's just a thing that people, myself included, are going to have to get used to.
Where there's life, there's change. It's one of my favorite Chinese sayings. I don't know if it's a proverb or whatever, but and I know it's Chinese. I know it's Chinese, definitely.
It's
Sounds
Texas,
like it ain't.
Welcome in, Vic.
Arlington, Texas.
Woohoo!
Welcome in, Vic. Says, "What's up? What's up?" And yes, please hit like, subscribe, share this out, get the word out. We're trying to bolster the subscriber count and the watcher count. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Ham, what's the biggest takeaway in 2024 in gaming, in your opinion?
The biggest takeaway?
Yeah.
The biggest takeaway, I think, is PC's out in front and it's not even close.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest takeaway this year. People can say, "Oh, that's been the biggest takeaway for a while now," but I think like when the Pro came and everybody was like, "This could be a little bit, better," and I mean, a lot of us had an idea of it isn't going to be a massive change, but once it landed, and I'm not saying it's even like if that's what you were looking for to get, good for you. But I'm just saying that there's some people that had the idea of this thing is going to be a monster in comparison to what we already have available. And what we had found out is if you really want to be like that, you just got to get a PC. If you really want to have that, because it came out, and it seems like you're hearing it more often than not. Not even just with PlayStation. You heard this with Xbox last year with Redfall. Like everybody wants 60 FPS now. Everybody wants high frames, right? That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah.
Everybody wants it, but they want it in a $500 box, and we're coming to find out that if you want it to be high fidelity and high frame rates, then you're kind of shit out of luck if you're looking for a $500 console to do that. Well, at least not without having its own setbacks added to it, right? And I take that as my personal realization the most through this generation, because I have a PC. I have a pretty damn good PC. And people are like expecting our consoles to do more than what my 3080 can do raw in a game. So that's kind of where I landed. Like I have a damn good PC, but people are expecting to have 120 or 60 on every game, and I'm like, dude, there's been some games where I'm having a hard time hitting 60.
Yeah. I just wanted to add to your point, Ham. Me and Flemish were having a chat about this before the show even started. Because he bought a bunch of games on Xbox, I bought a bunch of games on Steam, and we game share on both platforms. And he asked me a question that I hadn't like expressed it verbally, but he put me in a position where I had to do it.
That's Jason Tatum right
And he
there.
was like,
Look at all that aura.
"Oh yeah, he's killing it." So Fleming's like, "All right, so
Oh,
do you have a game on Xbox that you're looking to buy?" And then it just hit me like, dude, I'm done. Like I am done. I'm not buying anything on Xbox. I don't have anything planned to buy on Xbox right now. I'm just sitting here thinking, okay, let me figure out how I'm gonna get a ROG Ally so I can play all the new games on PC, and then eventually build like a monster PC just like you have, and then just keep it pushing. So just to your point, yeah, definitely, PC has it, and it's not even close. Like not even. Matt,
what's up?
sorry,
I mean,
I
even
heard you, Matt.
PlayStation bent the knee. And I honestly don't know if Nintendo's too far behind. I mean, I know a lot of people are anticipating Nintendo to stand on business for the rest of their lives, but
Tight
fact of the
shit.
matter
Yeah,
is they're not. They're not gonna. They're already not standing on business versus mobile. They bent the knee to that motherfucker a little bit. Like maybe not completely. Like you don't see the newest Zelda on there, so they didn't like completely bend the knee, right? They didn't bend the knee like Microsoft bent the knee to everybody else, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is like you're seeing some of their IP on other ways of being able to play video games, mobile devices and stuff like that, which is something I don't think you'd be able to say 10, 20 years ago. We had cell phones that had apps 10 years ago, right? Did the
Yeah.
apps run as good? No, but now that they do run good, some of these publishers and developers are looking at it like, yo, and it's a big market to miss out on, right?
Huge.
Can I add to that actually that even Google Play is actually doing a beta test right now with Google Play Store from phone actually playing on going to launch on PC.
Yeah,
Really?
I've seen that. I've
Yeah,
seen that.
during the Game Awards, they announced that.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah, everything is going PC.
dude, just
It's
get a PC.
it's
Everyone, if you're a fanboy or fangirl, stop coping. Stop it. Just get a PC.
get a PC. Like actually, when I get my new PC next year, and I'm gonna build it at May probably when I get the vacation money, which is always a huge bonus on the year. Then I'll probably buy myself like an upgrade PC, and
Yeah.
that will be it for consoles as well. Especially on Xbox because everything comes out on PC as well, and you have Game Pass on PC. So having a box would not be that
Yeah.
necessary anymore. And on PlayStation, they come to PlayStation to PC as well. It seems so. Everything
Yeah,
seems to come to PC eventually.
that window is getting slimmer on the games coming out. It is like
Yeah.
Spider-Man is already slated to come out in like January.
I'm trying to trigger me now.
Spider-Man 2 is supposed to be coming out. I know The Last of Us Part 2 is coming out soon on PC
Yeah.
for whatever.
Yeah.
But
Me.
I think supposedly there's a game that's supposed to be coming like day and date on PC in the near future as well. So I mean,
PlayStation.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a PlayStation published game, some anime game. Uh, they PlayStation uploaded a trailer for it a couple days ago, and at the end of the trailer it said uh, PC PlayStation PC 2025.
Damn. Damn.
Forget the name of it
Sir
though.
X Man. Welcome in, Sir X Man. Says Loke, in Nintendo's history from the NES to now, Nintendo has sold the most consoles in gaming history. I think that's like predictable. I think no one here is
Oh
surprised
yeah,
to hear that, right?
oh yeah. I mean, they've been making consoles for like 100 years. It's like,
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say 100, but yeah.
I mean,
that's what it
like,
feels like.
yeah, like much longer than I've been alive. They've been making consoles, so it's
Feels
like
like Fred Flintstone had himself a Nintendo.
exactly. So I mean, yeah, they're gonna have the lead in that sense.
Yeah, the big shock or surprise for me at least this week shit was when the Switch surpassed the PS2. That was a big surprise for me. I wasn't I didn't think that was going to happen. But yeah, it
Features
it
now,
it,
old
it
man.
did. It did. Ah, get the fuck. This guy. This guy. All right. Hit the like button and share it out, everyone. Follow Sir X Man's instructions in the chat. Appreciate that. Cozy,
Yes.
what was your biggest takeaway from 2024 in gaming?
That no matter where I'm gaming or how I'm gaming, I will always be able to find something to have fun.
It's good.
Oh,
All right.
was I
That's
supposed to
fair.
say something else?
That's fair.
Loke was
And
waiting for
to
something terrible.
that point, no, it's fine. And to your point, Cozy, I wanted to add to what Flammy said and also to what you just said. I can't see myself buying new games on PlayStation or Xbox, but I can still see myself buying the next PlayStation or the next Xbox for different reasons, right?
No, I totally get that. Actually, that makes sense. I get it.
Yeah, but for different reasons. Like I'll buy a PlayStation because I I I
because
I
I gotta
believe that they're
rationalize it.
going. No, get the fuck out of here, this guy.
Looks like
Like
I'm gonna
once
buy a
every
PlayStation. I'm gonna buy a
like
PlayStation
once a
because
year, there might be a game that comes out for it.
because uh he's just panicking. Did what just fall out of his chair? Oh my god. You okay, bud? Look, you better get out. Oh my god.
Man's down for the fucking count. He might have fucking shut off his PC. That shit is
Very-
flipping.
You better get out.
Look, all you can see is the top of his head.
Oh my god. He's alive. Oh my god.
He had to turn off his camera.
Holy shit.
Oh my goodness.
That man is, bro fell.
He fell right out of his
Man's hitting life alert right now.
Oh god. Hey, as long as he's
man.
okay.
I never seen Logan shambles like that. That was a TSWS first right there.
That was something. That was
We've
something.
done
Luke's
some
having a
fun things on
bad
the
time.
channel. I've never seen anybody fall over a chair. Matt, what's up with your camera?
What's up with my camera? Oh, 1 second. What is that? Let me turn my camera on. Oh, wow. You know what happened? Is my camera is like up on my monitor and it like tipped forward. So I was just pointing down.
Yeah, I just seen your hands.
Yeah, that's
really
hilarious. There we go. Oh man.
Man, that was
a good
funny.
time.
There you go, Loke. That was a solid moment.
You alive? He's muted.
I think he's laughing too hard that he just don't want to get.
I mean, he might have unplugged his damn mic.
He went to grab the cord for his mic when he fell. You're muted. We can't hear you,
bud.
We cannot hear you. Oh man,
He fucked up his whole situation. Yeah, shut up.
Yeah.
He fell down.
Oh man,
Bro fell. He fell off.
That's tragic.
Bro left. He had to leave.
The thing that killed me was the fact, like you couldn't see what was happening for like 20 seconds, and then you just saw the top of his head.
All you seen was his all you seen was his nappy ass head just poking out the top.
Oh my god. Jeez. That's probably maybe one of the funniest things that's happened on the show this year. Might be the funniest. Could be.
I don't know. There's a lot of ridiculous shit that's happened here this year, but did everybody actually get to answer that question?
I know I did.
I did.
We all did, yeah.
Y'all can hear me now.
Okay,
Yeah.
we can hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
All right.
Are you
My
okay?
God,
Did you legit fall?
I hope someone clipped that shit. Yeah. I was sitting on a plastic chair. You know those garden chairs? I was sitting on it, and Matt freaking killed me with the joking about me like coping to explain about the PlayStation. I was laughing my ass off. I fucking broke the chair, bro. Let me get one of the.
We were just talking about breaking furniture the other day.
Yeah.
Check this out. This is one of the feet of the thingy. of the chair. I
Oh, it's
fucking
one of
broke it.
those
Yeah,
chairs. Oh
Oh,
god.
lawn chairs?
yeah,
Like the
Yeah,
yeah,
those aren't good, bro.
yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty shit.
Those are bad.
Bullshit. I'm not even blaming the chair, Ham. I'm not even blaming the chair. I laughed. I laughed. I was laughing
You
too
shouldn't
hard.
blame the chair because I've sat in those and I'm bigger than you are.
Yeah. Yeah,
Matt, stop making me laugh.
those are
Stop making me
chairs that
laugh,
when I
man.
see them, I'm like, I guess I'll stand. I guess I'll just
You're
stand.
like, nah, I'm good.
I'm not gonna
I'm
sit.
all right.
Yeah.
Ah, shit. Anyways, let me finish my coping. All
Matt ain't
right.
trying to see them legs turn into a gymnast.
No, those things will spread wide open. Those things- oh man.
Yeah, I've sat on something before and looked down and been like, bro, I think I'm gonna
What's the
Yeah.
chat saying?
get up.
Did you fall off Mario Mushroom chair again? Oh my God, Mo is laughing his ass off. Y'all are rude. Y'all are mean. Instead of sending like a heart emojis, motherfuckers be laughing their
Nobody
asses
asked
off.
if
All
you
right,
were okay. Nobody.
not
Yeah.
one
I was a
person.
little bit worried until I saw the top of your head and then I started dying. And then I just started dying.
Okay. It's time for a
It's
new
fine.
mic. God damn it.
All right. So like I was saying, even though we definitely agree that PCs, the one of the biggest takeaways of 2024 is that PC is where it's at and where it's going. I still feel like I'm probably going to buy the PlayStation 6. I'm probably going to buy the Xbox, whatever the hell they call it, because Xbox does not believe in following a proper sequence of numbering. And for the
Yeah,
PlayStation, the
but they'll
reason
still
why,
have Game Pass and stuff like that, so they'll still kind of like not only will they have my content still that I've been purchasing for the last few years
yeah.
or last several years actually, but they'll have Game Pass and stuff like that still available. And yeah, if especially the more that cloud and stuff comes around, and I'm able to play the games I own via the cloud and stuff like that, it just makes you want to stay into the ecosystem if you're already in it. If you're new,
So
possibly as well, but I'm speaking from somebody that's been in it for a while.
yeah,
Yeah.
for me, as far as Xbox concerned, yes, definitely, Game Pass is the exclusive. That's the exclusive, and for me, it's doubly more important than for you guys because PC Game Pass is not available in my region. I don't know if you guys know this,
Oh
but
yeah, I
Ham,
know.
you definitely know this because I told you about this.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
dumb. It's
I
pretty
know
shit.
that.
PC Game Pass is not a thing in my region.
I don't know why they
So,
hate Texas so much.
so,
I don't
so
understand,
the,
man.
It's American money.
This is
I don't know why
America.
they're refusing it.
so the only way, right? The only way for me to access the best deal in gaming, which is what Game Pass still is, the only way for me to access that is if I have the box, right? So that's the main reason why I'm going to get the next Xbox. As for PlayStation, I'm going to get the next one because they're the only ones that still believe in exclusives and
Eh,
exclusives that I care about,
eh, do they?
right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And yeah, they do because
Yeah.
for you, Matt, it's like
Yeah.
yeah, the games are going to PC eventually, no doubt, no doubt. Point
Eventually
is,
or okay.
Matt, until it
Mhm.
becomes day and date,
Yeah.
for me personally,
Hmm.
I'm risking something like a seminal classic that I love and adore. Like risking seeing Seafood 2 launching on PlayStation, and then I have to wait a year or two so I can play it. I'm not
Sure.
interested in that, not even a little bit. And I understand the whole patience or whatever. I think the whole patience thing works when it's games that they're good, but it's not like this is a core experience for me. Sifu for me is a core experience as a gamer. The next Metal Gear is a core experience for me as a gamer. So that's why I'm getting the next PlayStation, because I don't want to be in a situation where there's this amazing banger that I absolutely love, and PlayStation, for now, they still have like 4 or 5 of these that I actually care about. I don't want to risk having to wait 2 or 3 years, even if I'm going to play them better on PC. I have no interest in waiting. So yeah, that's why I still see a future for the
All
consoles.
PlayStation has to do is, in my opinion, is give me cross buy, and I'll keep buying. I mean, it may sound backwards to them,
Mm-hmm.
but like if they do cross buy and I can play it on PC and or not cross buy, but play anywhere,
Yeah,
where I can play it on PC and on console. That to me that enhances my experience and me makes me want to purchase that console even more because
yeah.
I then I'm able to not only play it on different devices but in different rooms, and it gives me more of a reason to invest into their hardware instead of it
Mm-hmm.
feeling like it's in a corner on it, because like right now, I mean, I enjoy playing my PlayStation. I enjoy the DualSense controller. I don't think it's bad. Like some people have their gripes with it. I like the whole package about it. But like I only play the PlayStation when I have something for PlayStation to play, right? Something that I can only play over
Very
there.
specific.
And and so like when I leave town and I go to my mom's or go to stuff like the Game Awards or PAX or just any of these different things, whatever. Just on a road trip the other day, just went about 2 hours out of town, went to the casino, came back with the fam. I played on my Steam Deck there, but like it's just like I can't play the PlayStation games like that. I can cloud it like I was doing with the cloud thing, but like I eventually stopped playing on the cloud even for my Xbox because it's like I got into a rural area and there was internet was shit. So I ended up having to use either the Xbox launcher OS or the Windows OS or the Steam OS to launch a game natively. You know what I'm saying? And I can't do that since I don't have a Play Anywhere on PlayStation. I can't keep playing a PlayStation game. I can do that with my Xbox, and I can do that with Steam, no problem. That's
Yeah,
right now. PlayStation is the only device I can't play natively on the road. I can do that with Nintendo, Steam, and Xbox, but I cannot do it with PlayStation natively on the road.
yeah. And to your point about moving around, because my focus is more on PC, I called my youngest before I moved. Sorry, before I caught my flight to Kilimane, and I asked him, which one do you want me to bring over, the PS5 or the Xbox? Because I can't fit both of them into my bag and still have clothes and my cables, my laptops and whatever. And it was like very quickly Xbox. And I'm like, dude, why? Simple, Game Pass. I don't want to just be able to play the games that you have on there. I want the option to just go in and see a whole bunch of weird stuff and try something and then keep it pushing. So yeah, I that's the main reason why I'll be buying the next Xbox. And as for the PS5s, the PS6, same thing, huh? It's the exclusives. And people can say, "Oh, exclusives don't sell consoles." Dude, if PlayStation said their games are all like day one on PC, then I'm buying an Xbox for Game Pass and I'm not buying the next PlayStation, because PlayStation is not going to give me day one subscription exclusives. So there's there's no real like value in PS Plus. Also, Vinny, welcome in, welcome in. PS exclusives will come to
Oh,
PC in 6 months or sooner next year, dude. Until it's day and date, Uso. Until it's day and date. the PlayStation still has value for me personally. Welcome in Infinite Umbra. Loke got on his
That's how I
Prince
feel,
of
Loke.
Persia.
That's how I feel, Loke, about people saying that about Xbox right now in games going over to PlayStation from Xbox. It's like I'm when I'm done with Indiana Jones, y'all are gonna be just finding out the release date for you
Yeah,
guys.
but
And
and I have to pay
for me,
$70.
yeah, exactly. And that's a massive part,
Man,
right? I got to see if I even enjoyed it for $20 before you have to pay $70 to see if you like it.
yeah, yeah.
So like yeah, that part, Low. Continue. I'm sorry, bro.
Infinite. I'm so glad you weren't in here when my chair broke,
Oh
because
man.
I would have never lived that down.
This shit was
Oh
great.
man.
I'm so
He was
happy
struggling.
Infinite came in late.
He was struggling.
That was a top tier moment for Matt Likes Games. He
It's
enjoyed
one of
it.
the best moments of the year. One of the best moments of the year, truly.
Matt would like to retract his statement about experience of the year and put that in there.
Yeah. This is what we play for. There's moments like
Okay, okay, okay. That's it. That's it. Cozy.
Yes.
Would you still buy? Would? Oh my God, this is gonna rewatch the damn thing. God damn it.
You got to.
God
You
damn it.
got to.
Um.
No, it's not worth it. Umbra, it's mid. It's actually mid.
It's
Cozy, would
not
you still
mid.
buy the next Xbox or PS5, and
Yes.
why? And why?
Well, yes. Well, I don't say a PS5 probably because I really like Play Anywhere. Um. But I would
There's a
buy a
PS
next.
Portal.
Hmm?
There's the PS Portal. There's the PS
What?
Portal, so you can play it like on the go.
Yeah, Cozy, they
There's,
do have cloud available now, so now you don't even need
Yeah, but I have to
PlayStation. So
pay.
you can get the portal, but I mean, you'll just never be able to play anything native, which kind of stinks. But
as
like,
long
I
as you
know
don't
you're a
want.
cloud person, so I mean, they do have cloud option for that. And I think they're implementing to where you can buy games just like Xbox is doing it, like buy games and play it via the cloud. I'm not sure what's all capable of that yet, but that's something to think about. Like, I'm not even trying to be facetious or anything. I'm just telling you straight up. Damn,
Um.
Cozy, for real, it's like that?
No,
Or
I
just
was saying
nothing to
like
say?
I have
Okay.
to pay. Would I have to pay for that extra?
You have to pay. So you would have to pay for the subscription service.
See?
Sorry.
But you pay for Game Pass.
I just thought of that just now.
Wait. She pays for Game Pass. Cozy, you pay for Game Pass. What's the problem?
That's because I like day one games that I don't have to pay extra for,
Okay.
and
Okay. No, it's good.
I
It's good for us to be specific about what's valuable and what's not.
but
That's
not
what.
Yeah.
That's,
just
that's what I'm
not
saying.
just specifically that, but I didn't always pay for Game Pass. I mean, way back when, I think one of the like I told you why I even started buying more games on Xbox was because I didn't have one at the time, but Cuphead. It was a Play Anywhere. And I
Mm.
was like, wait, so that means, and I started playing it, and then I went downstairs to my roommate's Xbox, pulled my login up on there, and it picked the game up right where I'd left off.
That
All
blew
right.
Cozy's
Fair enough.
mind, and she was
So,
it was
so
over.
no PS6. Okay. Vic, please DM me the link for this budget PC. I'm interested.
I was about to say I can send you one of. I was about to send you that because, dude, like $700, you can build a PC. That's pretty great. Now that Intel has that GPU out,
It might be better than the Pro.
well, it'll be better than the Pro.
Would
Why you
that
gotta
be
laugh like
better?
that though? Why you gotta laugh like
Because,
that? Like,
well,
not
here's the thing.
Matt. Jesus.
here's the thing. GPU, it won't be better than the Pro, but the GPU in the Pro doesn't matter because the CPU doesn't do anything. So like that computer all around will be better than the Pro for the price of the Pro. Easy.
Yeah, I saw people reacting to Mark Cerny's. Was that an interview, a speech? What was it?
They called it a tech seminar, and I said no thanks.
Okay, essentially,
It
and this
seemed
is
like an apology. Like it did. Like at least the part that I seen, because of course Twitter snips the part
yeah.
that they find most interesting or something, right? So it could have been much more broad, but just based off of what I've seen via the likes of Twitter, it seemed like just
Mm-hmm.
kind of an apology of this ain't no 33 teraflops, y'all tripping.
Damn, y'all
This
done
is
We don't
passed
know
that
who told you
3.5.
that, but it's not true.
yeah.
Damn.
Mark Cerny said, "Don't listen to D Batch."
Oh God. Hey. Listen. So cozy, no PS6, but you'll definitely get the next Xbox. I'm trying to keep
Uh,
it pushing, man.
I feel you.
yeah, I mean, I like having one for like simple media consumption
Mm.
too. Like I don't watch movies on my PC usually, even though it has better search. Actually, this is a weird thing I'll do. I'll search for them on my PC, but then I don't feel like changing my sound settings.
So you
So
go and
I,
watch it on the
yeah,
Xbox.
yeah.
Right. Buy an Xbox to watch movies. Um, Vic says $250 and you're getting 20% more and cheaper than the 4060. So these budget builds from Intel, Matt, would you
Yeah,
suggest them over a ROG Ally
a raw
X?
guy. Yeah. Well, yes, but that depends on if you really like. If you're really going to game mobily, then
Yeah?
obviously the ROG Ally. But if you're just looking for the best thing that you can build for the money,
Yeah.
the PC.
Are we still talking about those mini PCs you showed the link that you showed
That's
me
up.
the other time or something else?
That's up to you. That's up. What size the PC is up to you.
Oh, it can be made mini PC. Doesn't the size
There's
won't
there's tons of
affect
different cases.
the
There's tons of different form factors that you can choose from.
all right, cool. Flemish.
Yes.
Last one on this one before we move on. Are you still buying? Would you still be interested in buying the next Xbox and the next PlayStation?
Next PlayStation, no, because my PlayStation is literally gathering dust, and apparently I've now been suspended forever on my account. So I'm trying to get my account back as well.
What
So
should
no,
you do?
I apparently I just looked it up. Like, sorry that I was a little bit busy with it. But basically, my account has been suspended because apparently I've been impersonating an employee from Sony, so my account was hacked.
What?
Um,
It's
yeah, and I cannot even log into my account to do anything. So okay,
That sounds pretty current. Let's go PlayStation.
good. Move on. Yeah, so
pretty
no
sad.
PlayStation anymore for sure. Like that's done. I
This
cannot
man
even
passed like
contact
a
support. I
video
cannot even find a number or something to call. So I have to do that tomorrow. Like what the hell?
This
But I
guy
don't touch
cashed
my
in so less.
PlayStation at all. It's just sitting
Wow.
there gathering dust. But over Xbox, I'm not sure. Like if I get a new PC, I don't see the need anymore, except for the games I already own. But as long
Mm.
as I can play on my old Xbox and my Xbox is not broken, I don't see a need for getting a new one anyway. So maybe depends how much I would get back from this one if I buy a new one. I mean, it all depends. I don't uh, personally. I don't think so.
All right. All right. Fair enough. Sir X-Men wants to play more Project Gotham Racing with you, Flemish. Time to get your game up. Time to get your game up. All right. All right. So That was us quickly looking at what was the biggest takeaway from 2024 in gaming. Next, we have to touch the, the dirty stuff, the grimy
Agree.
stuff. What was the low point? What was the low point of 2024? Flemish, you can go first. What was the low point in your opinion?
Jesus. Honestly, I I don't think I have an idea. Um, Maybe just the amount of people just losing their jobs, I would say, because of bad decisions by companies, or just gaming in general, like the how the games are made, and what they put in the games, and why they're not bought. I think that's a thing. I
Hmm.
I don't know. Also, Ubisoft taking an L after an L after an L. That's maybe the low point for me, because I do love Ubisoft. It's sad to see what they have become over the years. Um,
What's
the,
your favorite Ubisoft game?
my favorite. Holy crap. Well, still, I gotta say, Assassin's Creed 2 or Black Flag. I think Black Flag is actually better. But that
so,
is
so,
my
so you're a fan of Ubisoft when they were still Ubisoft.
where they were still Ubisoft. Yeah, yeah. After Black Flag, I think
Assassin's
it all
Creed,
went downhill over there. Yeah,
Assassin's Creed 2 was a very long time ago, Flemish.
man, the Ezio
Like I don't,
collection is the best story from Ubisoft that they ever told.
I don't think even the janitors are the same. You know, like everything's gone from that era, dude. There's nothing left, just the
But
logo,
yeah,
barely.
there's even like a rumor that they want to get bought out and just sold all of their IPs and stuff. Like there's crazy
Oof,
stuff going on right now with Ubisoft.
that's sad. Imagine being a Ubisoft fan. That's so sad.
Yeah, you're
Matt,
looking at one.
Yo,
Matt, can you depress the chat even more than Flemish? What was the low point? What was the low point? Because that's pretty depressing, Flemish. I'm sorry, dude. Who still says on camera, live, I'm a Ubisoft fan? God damn. Matt, what was the low
shit,
point
I'm a
of
Ubisoft fan.
2024?
I mean,
Oh,
I'm a fan. I'm a
okay.
fan of Assassin's Creed and Far Cry.
He's a fan. He's a
Let me
fan.
be
He's a
clear.
fan.
Tight shit.
Yeah.
Um,
Who? What? No,
what?
no,
What?
not when they're calling you a freaky ass nigga. No, no,
Tight shit.
no, Matt.
Type shit.
Anyways, Matt,
I,
what was the low point? What was the low point?
The low point of
Yeah, man.
2024
Yeah, yeah.
was gaming discourse. Good lord,
Gaming Discord.
did it ever stink? Yeah, it just stunk. It was really bad. And it's one of those things, in spite of gaming being as good as it is, that's one thing that just really, it's, I'm not going to say it brought it down for me, because I mean, I still enjoyed a ton of shit this year, but like, dude, it's it can be grating. It can be grating. I feel like a lot of games that come out, that we're never talking about the game. We're always talking about something outside of the game. And it's like, God, can we just move on? Move on from it. But
I'm waiting on their examples. That's all I'm waiting for.
okay, well, I don't want to start the whole conversation, so I'm just going to keep it brief. I was
No,
scrolling.
not the whole thing.
No,
That's why
I'm
it's a
not. I
podcast,
promise you
not
I'm not.
a YouTube
So
short.
I was scrolling through the Steam sale, the winter sale, and I saw this banner. It was like Xbox Game Studios winter sale or whatever. I clicked on it, even though like I own most of what I like, so it's like I don't need it, but I clicked on it anyway, and I saw like you can also wish list these games, these upcoming games from Xbox Game Studios. It was like Gears E-Day, they had Avowed there, Fable, like Outer Worlds 2, stuff like that. And like all the games like Gears EDA, it's like third person shooter, action, adventure, all these tags, right? That explain what the game is. And then you go to like all the games say that, and then Avowed's like LGBTQ plus and then political. And I'm just like, okay, all right, I guess it's political. But it's the fact that that happens not with every game, but a lot of games now. It's like it's all of a sudden political, which is like it's just a game. It's just a game. We've made it political, but it's not. And that discourse has gotten really, really boring. And that's probably the in terms of all of gaming, that's probably the lowest point of gaming in all of 2024 for me.
Political discourse in gaming.
Is just because it's not, because it's like if it's actually political, like there's political
Yeah.
themes and metaphor. Like there's political themes and metaphor.
Yeah.
But we're talking about like people just tag Avowed political because it's like there's pronouns in it. That's not political, dude. That's just life. That's just shit. It's a part of life. So it's like now it's political because people have certain views or whatever. And then the whole conversation, instead of being about Avowed, becomes about those views. And it's like every fucking time, guys, we got to do this. You know? It just becomes a little boring.
Okay.
That's the low point.
Okay. Ham, what was the low point of 2024 in your opinion?
Low point. I'm gonna piggyback a little bit off of that, but mine is a little bit different in the sense of like I think the low point, all in all, is just still the clarity between the seller and the consumer.
Fair.
I feel like that hasn't really been. I feel like that's been a continuous problem year after year after year, right? I feel like people's idea of being more transparent about stuff is kind of weird. Like for instance, like Xbox has this whole we want to be clear kind of idea out there, right? But most of the time they speak, it's not very clear.
Mm.
And I feel
Yep.
like I feel like that's the whole industry. Right? Because you look over it because you can say, "Oh man, I'm confused by what Xbox means." I could say the exact same thing right now about PlayStation, but just in a different way. Like some games are starting to come out on PC. Some things are coming out quicker than before. But like right now, we're kind of wondering, what is your guys' plan in the next couple of years? And they seem to want to be more supportive in different things. Like Hiroki Totoki came out and said, "Hey, we're going to be putting our games out on more platforms." Well, what does that mean? I'm not even saying, hey, they're going to start putting stuff for Xbox. Maybe I'd say that if I was trying to rile somebody up. But I'm just saying they literally said that. What does that mean? Square Enix is saying we're gonna start putting more games on Xbox. Okay, what games? Like there's still a lot of stuff that's just like is up in the air. We just don't know what's going on. We don't know what's happening. But they will repeatedly tell us just to relax. And it's just like, well, when you get somebody, antsy, and you get them all excited, you can't be like, see you in 2 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
So it's a lack of clarity.
because the gaming industry works so slowly. It does. We can respect when a movie shows something and says coming out this summer. Right? None of us have to
Yeah.
worry about which movie theater is it going to go to. What's the FPS of this film? Like no one's asking shit like that.
But movies have
Yeah,
always
no.
been
What engine
24
is this film
FPS.
running on?
I'm solo. Movies have always been 24 FPS. That's just what movies run because that's the best way to run them. There is no, like, if you run them at 60, it's not going to look better.
My point is, like, there are certain things that don't need as much clarity behind. But then then there's these things that do need clarity. And shout out to like things like Steam that pretty much come out there and say, hey, we're gonna make this like a platform norm. And I'm referring back to the whole like, you can't just be saying that you're coming out with a DLC with a game.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
yeah.
better come
And
out.
charge
Otherwise,
people more
money has to go back to wallets, essentially.
Yeah, I think that's great that they have to upfront, like, say,
This is what this DLC is for, and this is why you're buying this edition.
yep.
But like, I feel like sometimes, like, Loke got confused this early generation with the wording on the boxes, right? Imagine how he would have felt
Yeah.
if he went out and got the PlayStation 5 Pro. After all the marketing that they did, this is about frame rate. Fuck out of here.
Well, not only that.
This is not just a blame on PlayStation. Like, Xbox is guilty of this shit too. Go play this shit on the cloud, and then you go fucking 2 miles away from your house, get horrible 5G. What they don't tell you is 5G is sometimes just as good, if not dang near slower than 4G, seemingly. And it really depends where you're at. So it's cool for some people, just like the Portal's cool for some people. All these things are great for some people. But the thing is a lot of this stuff isn't very consistent across the board for everybody.
For the majority.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And I understand it's hard to bring clarity to something, especially when people aren't going to listen anyways. You know what I mean? So I feel bad for those that are going out there and trying to learn, and then they have to get, 3,000 comments with 2,000 of them not making any goddamn sense and being disrespectful. So it's a constant fight, and I don't know how it will get fixed per se, but like, I just think that honestly, we need to like exercise shutting up a little bit better or more. Seriously, because because honestly, it seems like as much as I ask for clarity, I know what's going to happen with that. A lot of people are going to ask the wrong type of questions. People are going to get offended by the answers, and then and people that don't know what they're talking about are going to tell people that they do know what they're talking about and that they could do it better and yada yada. And then we're just going to end up right back where we are. So I'm just like, man, maybe some of y'all companies need to just shut the fuck up and present what you can when you can instead of telling us what you're gonna do. We're Square Enix. We're gonna bring we're gonna bring games to Xbox. Motherfucker, just put it in the bag. Just put it in the bag. Just put the prize in the bag. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those moments where it's just like if you're gonna do it, just do it. Don't nobody need to hear that you're gonna do it. Like especially if you've been like an Xbox fan for a while, we don't want to hear what you're gonna do, bruh. We've heard the gonna for a long time. We want to see it. Drop a
Ham is
drop a splash screen or something. Just say Xbox Final Fantasy. We're done. We don't have to wonder anymore.
Yeah.
Ham's got a problem with clarity. All right, that's fair enough. Sour Blow, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Says Loke looks like Danny Glover today. I guess we need to register you as a lethal weapon. Uh, these these are pretty lethal, bruv. These are pretty lethal. Not as much as Oh No It's Alex's, but pretty lethal. Thank you so much for the super chat, bro. Lack of communication being the low point, Ham. That's a broad brush. That's a very
Yeah,
broad brush.
it is a broad brush. It's a really broad brush. But if you look at every single publisher or or uh, or platform, it's just like that's the one thing that's consistent. It seems like it's just horrible messaging across the board. Whether it's to its customers or their own fucking people that work for them.
I would add to your point and say too much communication from developers is not a good thing. I think the same way the same way the cult of celebrity has taken a big hit from too much exposure to the fans, I think developers as well. They their optics have not gone up from all of this interaction with fans. It hasn't been good. People need to tell the devs, whether it's mostly Western devs from what I've noticed, because the Eastern devs just chill. When they do talk, they keep it on topic, and like Ham, they keep it gaming and they keep it pushing. I
That's probably one of the bigger issues is probably just the fact that a lot of people aren't just keeping it one dimensional. They're trying to tackle everything at once instead of just telling us one thing.
Yeah.
Like if you implement something new or cool in an IP that's been traditional or something like that, let's hear just about that one thing, and let's hear you go in about that. We don't need to hear about the feel like remember some of these trailers, like and these trailers get on my nerves a little bit. I'm sorry, but when you're showing me off a game and you tell me this is a game trailer and they're hanging out in the studio having conversations and shit, that irritates me. Let's go talk to John and see
Yeah.
how John feels about this game. Yeah, this is pretty cool, man. When I hit the A button, check this out. And it's like, dude, shut the fuck up and just show the game. Just put the game on the screen. That's all. Like nobody wants to see what the inside of your studio is looking like. Y'all having fun,
We
y'all having a
don't
better
care.
time. We understand our jobs suck. We get it. Can you just go on ahead and just show us the game?
I'm
Yeah.
solo.
Am I crazy for that? I
No,
don't know.
no, no. Can I add to that? When Diablo 4, like the expansion, right? They announced the expansion. They were talking about the expansion. They spent 20 minutes about the lore of the character instead of showing gameplay. And the gameplay was like 5 minutes long.
Guys, it's
Nope.
not a book, fellas. We're not trying to sell a book. Someone needs to
It's
walk in and tell these people, we're not trying to sell books. This is not a movie. Focus on the main thing. It is a video game. That's the main thing.
but the,
It's a
the,
good point, Ham. It's a good point.
there's
Go
one
ahead,
thing.
Clement.
There's one thing though I do want to say, because there's a lot of scope creep that's happening because players just demand more and more of games. and developers can't seem to like organize what they want in their games. Like they always want more and more, so it takes longer and longer for games to come out, which
But I would
also
push back on that, Flemish. I would push back on that. Gamers will always want more and more and more and more.
yeah.
But the problem is on the developer side,
Hmm.
because if what people are demanding is affecting your game so much, you don't have a vision. You don't have your own vision of what you want to make, because people have been bitching about the FromSoft games since Dark Souls. Since the first Dark Souls, they've been bitching about those games. But they have a team and they have a leadership that's like, guys, this is what we want to do. And they're not stressed about what's happening on the sides. Sure, you can take
Loke,
feedback, but
Loke,
you
Loke,
must have
Loke is saying the
what?
industry got a standing on business problem. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Can I
Oh
can I
shit.
s-
Let's go.
can I say to
Oh
that
shit. Oh
that
shit. You got a standing on business problem.
I
Pick a
think the
lane and
Wow.
follow through. Go ahead, Matt.
I think the problem with that is the fact that to Flamish's point, I don't even know so much that it's gamers, although it is gamers always asking for a ridiculous amount of things. But like, I don't even think that's the problem as much as it is the fact that every game that releases is competing for your time. And I imagine any developer does that. And you think about games that are dominating right now, they're like, it's rare a game comes out and dominates that isn't in a specific genre, the genre being live service. Like Cyberpunk is rare, Elden Ring is rare, Starfield is rare. Those are like rare games that come out and they're part of like
Armored
popular.
Core is not rare. Come on. Armored Core was a big success.
Okay, but
Sifu was a
Hold
big
on,
success.
hold on. Armored Core. You're not going to tell me Armored Core was as successful as Cyberpunk because it wasn't.
I wasn't.
It wasn't. No, but it
That's
was
that's
a big success.
that's fair. The games can
Dude,
be
not,
like,
not
dude. There's
everyone
tons of,
can be LeBron.
but that's why I'm saying it's rare. I'm saying it is rare. Look, tons of games can be successful. Tons of games are successful. Tons of games were successful this year, but they're
Hmm.
like rare, as in Elden Ring, as in Cyberpunk, as in Skyrim, as in like things like that don't happen often. So
Yes.
when that happens, it gets people's attention. But Armored Core isn't pulling people away from playing Fortnite. It's not pulling people away from playing Apex Legends, from playing Warzone, from playing whatever game they're spending tons of money on. So like they're competing for your time. And because developers and publishers especially are aware of this, they're like, what can we make that's going, instead of like, what can we make that's fucking awesome, that's just awesome, what can we make that's going to take this
Yeah.
person off of Fortnite? Nothing. You can't make anything that's going to take them off of Fortnite. You have to double down on making what you think is awesome. And I think eventually they might learn that, but we're still in the phase of them experimenting with things and trying to take people away from the thing that they're playing. And I just don't think it's going to work. And that's kind of where we're at right now, is like they're trying to meet demand for something that just probably doesn't exist, or at least not in the quantity they expect it to exist.
And Cozy, I'd like you to comment on this one. But
Okay.
I think it's a bad place to start as a developer or even as an artist. I don't think it's a good idea to start your build of a product or of a piece of art with what's trending. I don't think that's a good place to start. Like regardless of how much quality you can put out, if it's not, let's do this because I had a vision. I want to do this because I want to do it, not because the algorithm says this or the statisticians say do this. I think that's a terrible seed for a foundation of anything, whether it's a movie, TV show, video game, whatever. That's a bad place to start. Go
I
ahead,
agree.
Cozy.
I mean, I'll agree with that, but I think you're talking about two very different groups.
All right,
Cozy.
we're listening. We're listening. Cozy, you still there? Cozy, are you still there? I think something's off with our mic.
Uh-oh.
Okay, while
Yeah.
Cozy fixes that, some interest some interesting comments here. Rachie says the low point of 2024 is Ubisoft and Foam Stars, RIP Belle Delphine, uh,
Oh yeah.
Bath Water game. Yeah,
Well,
they did update everyone that the game's essentially dead. The next update's the last one.
if we're being objective
Matt, you
about
want to say something?
things, we could probably
Yeah,
say the low point of 2024 was Concord.
which is what's killing me right now. No
Yeah,
one said the c word, and I'm
yeah,
shocked. I'm actually
because
Well, I
impressed.
didn't
I'm
say it
impressed.
because I
Hands
was
is
thinking about gaming in a whole. I wasn't
yeah,
thinking
same
about.
here, same here.
I wasn't thinking
Mitch.
about like a specific game. I mean, if you would have said a specific game, I think everybody on the panel would have probably said Conquer.
Concord.
But
Probably.
but yeah,
Yeah.
specific like just to all of gaming completely. Yeah, I don't know. I think everybody's fair to have their own different kind of take on that one.
Yeah. Cozy, are you
Yes.
back?
Are
Yeah.
you
All
alive?
right. You were
I'm
saying
back.
you're talking about two different groups, and then
Yeah.
we waited with bated breath
Oh,
for you to
so you
explain.
have one group. They're making they're making these big budget games that are just trying that they are going to look at what's trending and make a game around that because that's what you do when there's a lot of money thrown around. On the other end, you're gonna have people that are just like making games as art.
But that's where the money's at, right?
What?
Because if you look at the big successes, besides Call of Duty, because Call of Duty is an entity unto itself. Besides Call of Duty, if you look at the big successes almost every single year, it's like that guy said at the Game Awards, the guy that led the team that made Baldur's Gate 3. If you look at the big successes, it's always the teams that have a clear vision. They're not trying to screw the customer and get as much money and run. It's just the game that has the most passion put into it usually just shines through. So why, right? If all of us on this panel agree on this, why is it that millionaires and billionaires that have the assets and have the statistics and like they have all the assets to show them that this is the way to go, they
Hmm.
do a U-turn and go in the opposite direction of just cramming with microtransactions.
So,
Let's go.
so to answer that, I'll give you an example of a game that I know you don't like. That is very much a game made to be art that they were very passionate about. That is Hellblade. Like
Oh my god.
I'm just telling you
Oh my
this.
god.
This is the antithesis of what you were just saying. Of like, if you're passionate about the thing and you're doing it for the right reasons, that it will be successful. By metrics of sales,
But it
Hellblade
was.
2 probably wasn't successful. And there's plenty of examples of
We,
that.
we don't know that.
What's that?
We, we don't know that Hellblade was not successful in
So
sales. We don't know
okay,
that.
okay.
Monetarily, I'm not sure if it was successful. In
That's what I'm saying.
Microsoft's eyes, I think the game was
What it was
easily
supposed to be.
successful.
Yes, what it was supposed to be. But what
It,
I'm
it, it
saying,
was 100% like it walked on stage, and I think that was
yes,
the point of that game was showing that they could get somebody on that stage for multiple reasons um, within that developer, and they did. They got on
yeah,
stage for best performance, and they got on stage for best for best score or sound
Yes.
all around, and
But
that was the two things that people said were the best things in the game this year. So it nailed exactly what people
yeah,
thought it should nail.
but in terms of what Loke is
And
saying, like,
even me not liking it. No, Matt, I can't believe you're
go,
gonna make me defend Hellblade, but I'll do it.
well, yeah,
I'll
oh
do it.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Matt's not mad about that.
It's
Yeah,
it's not it's not for me, right? Like the game's
yeah.
not for me. But I'm not gonna sit here and say it's not a technical marvel.
No, but okay,
You will never find any evidence of me ever saying that. I never said the game didn't look good. I never said the game doesn't sound great. The gameplay just doesn't fit for me.
that's fair.
I
Look,
don't I don't think that gameplay is even worth calling it a video game for me.
that is
But
fair.
everything else, it's top notch.
That's fair. Look, I'm
And
saying
you can tell that the people that made it, like they meant it when they made it.
yes, yes. I'm
There's some
saying
games the people when they make you feel like, dude, half the developers were probably asleep on this one. Did they
think
really
of
care, or they just punching in the clock?
think of think of if, let's say, Ninja Theory wasn't owned by Microsoft. Let's say they were never acquired. They remained an independent studio, or even worse, they got bought by somebody like Tencent or whatever. Do you think Hellblade 2 gets made?
Yes.
If they were bought by who?
Anybody, like anybody besides
If they
besides
were bought by
Microsoft,
PlayStation, I think they'd
or
get made. Yeah.
if they stayed independent.
If they stayed independent, I don't know what their finances would look like. But if they were bought by PlayStation, yes, the Hellblade 2 is
Okay,
getting made.
so
And and
PlayStation would let them make
and
it.
it's probably winning some awards at the Game Awards.
Okay, well, I'm not going to touch that. So PlayStation probably it gets made with PlayStation.
Yeah,
But like, can we say that for, because you mentioned the whole millionaire, like the why don't the millionaires listen to this or take note of this? Do you think there's many millionaires at the top of like big publishing companies who are like, that's the game we need?
yeah,
You do?
yeah. You're
Fair
Todd
enough.
Howard. You're Todd Howard. You think Todd Howard has just like 300,000 in his account? No, dude.
What's Todd?
Todd
Okay.
Howard is just the famous one that we know of. But most of these guys that have been at the top of the industry for 10, 15, 20 years, hell yeah, they're millionaires. Hell to the mother freaking yeah.
Look,
Believe it.
I'm so confused how we got to Todd Howard.
Look,
yeah, me too. I thought we're talking about publishers and maybe like investors, shareholders, that kind of stuff.
Like, I'm not talking about the
investors
game,
and
the dudes who,
shareholders, investors and shareholders don't define vision. I'm talking
but they,
about the guys at the top of
Okay,
leadership
hold up.
when
In
making the game.
in AAA,
yes,
they only want profit, right? They don't
yes,
care
Yes,
how the game gets made. They don't care what the game entails. They just want
yes,
profit. So they will tell you, like, they will demand that maybe they put microtransactions in the game. That's why we have
yes.
so many microtransactions, and that we have DLCs, that we have a season pass, maybe a second season pass, like happens, right? And
Yes.
that's how bad stuff gets added to good games.
It's because of exactly what you said doesn't influence it. Is because of shareholders and the need to make money. That's why when I asked that question of, do you think that game gets made with other publishers, other huge publishers, you could maybe pick, like you mentioned PlayStation. I'd probably agree PlayStation probably would make that game,
yeah,
but
definitely.
I would argue most publishers would not, because they're not interested in that, because that's not quickly generating money for them. Xbox cares about that, to Ham's point, because that gets them on the stage, that gets eyes on Xbox, they know it gets eyes on Xbox, and that's why they're like, yo, do your thing, make what you want to make, and make it the best thing possible. And Xbox is cool flipping them that money for them to make that, even if it means they lose money. They're cool with it, and as long as they're cool with it, then hey, everyone's happy. But I don't think that's a game that gets made if Tencent steps in and says, "Oh, we're going to buy Ninja Theory." I don't think you see a Hellblade 2. And I don't think you see a game like that just in general.
Hey, look, there was something I want you to read. I know you have added another guest to the show.
Yeah.
I do have to keep it kind of tight. So if you guys want to keep going here in about 25 minutes, I gotta get going because I got family
Yeah.
in town. But I do want you to answer what Ty said just a moment ago. He was talking to me, but I want to hear what
What is
your
it?
thoughts are on it.
What do you say?
Read this on the screen.
The awards don't mean nothing, unfortunately. It's just a bonus. That's not true, though. It's not true. We talked about this a couple of weeks, Sam, when I was shitting on the Game Awards. But
I already know the answer to this, right? I
yeah,
mean, there wouldn't have been somebody tripping out if it didn't mean nothing.
yeah,
Yeah, it means
yeah.
something. It definitely
It
does.
means something, and not just in terms of like fictional prestige points, it means tangible money. There have been studies, there have been like statistical proofs that have been shared by publishers
It's the
in the
Booker
past
sticker thing, right?
that have showed that, dude, once you win any award, doesn't even have to be the game award, the actual game of the year, any award, and then you put it on your game. Jeff Keighley's show, there's like tangible extra copies of games that are purchased. This has been
Yeah.
happening for years now. As soon as you win the award, for
That's why
like two
PlayStation
or
did that
three
greatest
months,
hits
right
series.
after the award, your
OG
sales
PlayStation,
start
remember
popping up.
greatest hits?
Yep.
Big
Yes,
time, man.
100%.
yes, yes. So Ty, welcome in. But yeah, man,
Oh.
it's not window dressing, brother. It's not window dressing. What have you been playing? How are you feeling? And also, what's the low point of 2024 in your opinion, Ty? Welcome.
Hey, it was good, guys. I've been playing Metaphor, still chugging through it. It's getting really, really interesting, which is good. I still have my complaints about certain aspects, but it's a really good game. So that's what I've been playing.
I thought you beat that already for some reason.
Nah, I'm just really slow, man. Really slow. I have like 70 hours in it so far, and I'm just still taking my time. Just
Damn,
to everyone. So
70.
yeah, it's one of those
My
JRPGs.
type of gamer. You're smelling all the roses, huh?
Yeah, I'm talking to everyone, see what they're saying. I'm trying to get like as deep into the story as I can. To see what the populace feels about the candidates. I'm just that kind of person.
Hmm.
In terms of low points, I know some of you guys mentioned Concord, or you were saying like Concord could be a potential. I'll probably say no, just because I think a low point is something that you
No,
have an
we
expectation.
said in particular, since you're saying what we said,
Oh,
I,
go
I,
ahead.
I got to correct it. We said if we were talking about only
Hmm.
only
Yeah.
a game, we would have to say Concord, but we're not. We're talking about gaming as a whole, so that's why nobody picked Concord.
Can I can
That's
I
Yeah.
can I actually say that it would be a high point is the basically the failing of Concord
We'll get
if it would have completed.
we'll get to the high point. We'll get to the high points, Flemish.
Okay.
No,
We'll,
but
we'll
yeah, just in general, like if you have to take that the other way around with Concord,
Hmm. Okay, I
because
get that.
if it,
yeah.
yeah,
I would say, for
dirty.
me, the low point in gaming would be probably, I would say the discourse around some games been a bit like extreme on both
Shout out.
sides.
Tight
That's
shit.
that's just kind of messy, man.
Are you
Like,
Tight
metal? But I
shit.
love that.
Tight
Tight
shit.
shit.
Yeah,
you know,
and
like you can't even play like Dragon Age Veilguard comes out, and it's not that like the game doesn't have a problem. It's the fact that people focus on a very specific part of the game that lasted like 10 minutes, 20 minutes in a game that's 70 hours, 80 hours long, and that 10 minutes defines the game. It's
Yes,
silly.
yes, it does, and that
So,
is
yeah.
fair because a lot of people praise other games because of a 10-minute part of the game, and no one's shitting on them for that. Stop it, dude. Stop it. Let's just agree to disagree. Ain't nobody sitting here talking about, oh, you only love the Tekken campaign because of the last 10 minutes of the Jin versus Kazuya fight. Yes, that was the crescendo. That was like the big pop of the campaign. That's the thing most people remember. But no one's shitting on people for identifying that big high point and giving the game a big score in terms of the campaign because of that high point. So why, if when people do the same thing for the negative, that's a problem? We need to be consistent, guys.
Nah, this is consistency for sure, though. Because
I
I'll
ain't
give you an
never seen
example.
you
Yeah,
shitting on anyone
I
just
don't share.
because
I
they
don't
lie
share no one.
a specific part of the game.
Well,
Come
I'll
on,
give you an
no.
example. Yeah, I'll give you an example. Stellar Blade and Atomic Heart. You know, Atomic Heart had the race issue. Stellar Blade had the R word or whatever. Like those games, I would never say these moments define you because I understand that this game was made by hundreds of people, and I'm having somebody there who who did certain things or whatever it is. That's fine. Like if you're an art director and you did an amazing job. Actually, I'll give you another example. It's why I went so hard at Obsidian at the art director guy because I'm looking at him saying, "Yo, bro, like you're starting a war with these people, but your team, like you have hundreds of people making this product, and now every single time people talk about this game, it's gonna be about attacking the fans. That's not fair on your teammates.
Yeah,
It's not fair on the guys who put
yeah,
5 years of work into it because now the direction is gone. Because remember, Aval went from being like, "Yo, this is a cool game," on like Dragon Age, you can actually be evil and do things. That narrative went straight away as I talk about pronouns and attacking the fans. And I'm like, you messed up there. Not because I disagree with you, but because you're not getting the marketing part right. So I would never focus on a specific part of a game and say like, this is what defines you. And I think that's what we've been doing in the last couple of years, especially this year with Dragon Age. That's the low point for me.
all right. Matt,
That's
you,
fair.
you say
Yeah, what's
you wanna
up?
say something? You wanna
No,
add something?
no.
All right.
I already
Matt's
said
All
been
right.
everything.
I've been listening like for like maybe last 20 minutes and Matt's been cooking with these takes.
Yeah, you've been cooking. You've been
God
cooking.
bless. God bless you.
Sir X-Men says my low point of the year was NCAA football getting snubbed. That sucked. That actually
I
sucked.
didn't deserve
Right?
that. That was foul.
Yeah, that sucked. Sir X-Men again. Sir X-Men's cooking. Says look, your lowest point should be this year. Still no Metal Gear Solid. Yeah,
Loke's lowest point was like 40 minutes ago.
Yeah, when
I
he
was
was literally at sea level.
I was at the
when he
floor.
was
I
on
was
the
on the
floor.
I was on the floor. Quite
Oh
literally.
man,
But
it
yeah,
was a good
Delta was
time.
supposed to come out this year, and now we don't know when it's coming out. Raichi
I
says the
thought they
lowest
said
point
like
of
spring of next year.
okay, sure. We'll
Maybe I'm
see if
just
it.
imagining that. Maybe that just
No, no,
sounds right.
no. We'll see. We'll see if it comes out. Raichi says the lowest point of this year console price is still not $200 or $300. I think that's fair. It's about time. These consoles need to come down.
Oh, let's
They
not
need
get
to
That's
come
into
all
that.
the way down.
that's a good one to bring up.
Yeah, yeah. Mr. Joanna Duck, welcome in. Says Kojima needs to drop MGS6 and it will take away time, right? I don't know, man.
No,
I don't think that's like going to happen anytime soon. Kojima, MGS, I don't see it.
I
I
have a
don't see it.
question.
Yeah?
So the consoles in America, did the price actually go up as well, or is it only America and you and Asia? Um, Europe and Asia, where the price went up.
The price didn't go up here at all. The price just hasn't changed.
Yeah, for us it went up. So seeing it getting lower for USA would be completely madness.
Yeah, it'd be crazy. The Guinness says low point of 2024 was getting rid of Tango Gameworks. Such a stupid move.
Ah,
This year has been
that and
wow.
Arcane. That and Arcane. I'll tell you what, I'm still a little salty over. But time moves on, I guess.
I mean, would we say that because Tango got shut down and then they got revived? That's
Yeah.
surely a high point,
Did they go to
Well,
the
yeah. It's great that they got saved.
Yeah, they
But for
got saved.
me, my favorite studio, I make no I'm not shy about that at all, is Arcane, and seeing Arcane Austin, who by the way made like one of the greatest games of all time, Prey 2017.
Hmm.
Just now they're just dead. I get it. Redfall stunk. I understand. Everyone gets it. But like now they're just dead. It's a bummer.
Here's a very cynical take on that. I think for the industry or for us um, to get better quality games, there needs to be this level of accountability. So when Concord fails, it sends a message to Sony. When Redfall fails, it sends a message to Microsoft. And if you just give these studios, okay, well, you fucked us up with 400 million. Here's another 400 million. Go make a new game. That's not how this works. You can't reward failure with hundreds of millions, and it shows that you need to trust these. It shows that you don't not know how to manage money. Like somebody can't lose you 200 million and then you just give them another 200 million, right? So I think as bad as it is, we
But
kind of
what about
need.
diversity, equity, and inclusion? Like that costs money, bro. I
No,
think I think I think they should have continued to fund Concord.
Is that DEI? Jesus.
oh
No.
Yeah,
God.
like if you believe
Anyways,
something, you need to stand on it. That's what I'm saying.
No, but Concord isn't diversity. Concord is just a
It's
shooter game.
diversity.
No, it's a shooter
What?
game.
But
What?
did you see the heroes? Did you see how diverse the heroes were?
Yeah, true.
Dude,
Well,
look, stop
Wait,
it.
wait, 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 wait. Hold on. Are we just saying the Marvel Rivals isn't diverse? Like, there's a green
no,
guy,
stop
there's
it
a
full of
woman who's a
straight people.
squirrel,
Everyone is
There's a
everyone
shark.
is able
there's a
bodied.
shark.
There's no cripples. No one's got skin conditions.
No, no,
There's no
wait,
old
no, but
people.
like these games with old people and cripples, like we've already done this in the video game industry. Like this can succeed, right? We have games with these kind of characters. The problem is the characters in Conquer were just terrible, right? Because
Y'all are
like I said,
bigots. That's
Marvel
what you guys
Rivals.
are. Y'all are bigots.
Fair
Anyways,
enough.
moving on. Let's talk about the high point of 2024. Let's get out of this depression. All right, let's shake it off. Shake it off, people. It's the new year. It's the new year. Flemish. Flemish. What was what was the high point of 2024 in your opinion?
Well, first of all, like I said before, and I'm just gonna repeat it. I think the high point for me was at Concord Field, because otherwise we will maybe move more towards what they wanted to do with that game, right?
Toxic.
They want to send a message. They wanted to basically more I would say DEI is a really bad take for games in general. Like, I don't think it belongs in it at all. I think we're talking about fantasy worlds and we're talking about escapism from real life, and then we have games where they just try to take real life and put it in games, which isn't how it should be, in my opinion. But besides that, okay. So besides that, in general, I think Black Myth Wukong was my high point, and also Space Marine 2. Those two games alone are one of the best games I played all year. And I don't play Dark Souls games, so playing a game that is based on around bosses and doing all the stuff that you do in Dark Souls game, but then a little bit more adventurous, I would say, with a little bit less lenient, more leniency towards respecking and
Mhm.
all that kind of stuff, is really cool. Um, it really shows like there can be Dark Souls games that everybody can play. Not it also broke the Steam record almost. Like it was second most played game ever with 2.4 million, which is insane on Steam alone. Um, and yes, like those two games alone are how I want the industry to grow. So that's why I think it's a high point, because I just hope it starts something that we will see in the future more of. Just games that are fun, enjoyable, don't have anything about them except for fun gameplay, good story, and that's it.
All right. All right. Ron Slasher. Dude, you says Dustborn and Concord need to team up. That's a game of the year contender right there. Um, Matt,
Yeah.
what was the high point of 2024 in gaming in your opinion?
Indiana Jones being the best immersive sim this generation. Probably the high point. Probably the high point because I
Okay.
didn't expect it. I did not expect it, and I didn't think we'd get a game like at least a AAA game like that. There's a lot of indie games who do it really well, but I didn't think we'd get a AAA game that did that genre so well, and it nailed it. So that's my
I
high
was
point.
sure they would have messed up. I was sure they would have messed that up.
I see. I thought it would be solid, but I thought a lot of people would be put off by the like. I thought I had a feeling I would like it, but I thought a lot of people would be put off by the fact that first person. Everybody when it was announced was like, obviously it's third person because why would you make it first person? And I
Yeah,
just I
yeah.
thought that would put people off. Thankfully, it didn't seem to put anyone off at all. People seem to love it, but like just for me personally,
Mm-hmm.
um, like that's like the best immersive. Well, Prey was also immersive sim, so Prey is the best
It's by the
immersive
same
sim. I
guys, right?
What's that
It's made by the same guys, right?
for Prey?
Prey,
No,
Dishonored.
Prey Dishonored are made by the same Arcane Leon and Arcane Austin formerly used to do
Oh,
did Dishonored and Austin did Prey. Austin also did Dishonored 1 and Dishonored 2 was Arcane Leon, if I'm
okay,
not
okay.
mistaken. But Indiana Jones was like the best immersive sim I've played probably since Prey, and I didn't expect that. So that's my high point.
All right, all right. That's high point. Rachie says the year was amazing. We had games for weebs, games for rednecks, games for gooners, games for racers, and games for politically correct people. Rachie, uh, just between me and you, please DM me these games for rednecks. This is for research purposes only.
And
Ham, what was
send them
that?
the games for
The
Gooners as
Texan asked
well.
for redneck games for research purposes.
Yeah,
Neck game though.
That's great.
Luke needs to
No,
do some research on games for
no
Gooners,
one's
so send that on over.
no one's confused.
Huh?
No, it's confused. Ham, what was the high point of 2024 besides me
Well,
falling?
unfortunately, after I say this, I pretty much have to head up out of here because my wife's been waiting on me
Oh,
to get
Ah,
dinner going. Because the in-laws are in town, and I kind of feel bad.
All
But
right.
oh.
but but yeah, high point of this year for me is having the ability to play games in so many different ways. I think that's probably the high point for me because this year, more than any other, I've probably played more on the cloud and remote play of both PlayStation and my Xbox, especially my Xbox. I played more Xbox, but I even messed around with it on my Steam Deck for quite a bit. Um, Screwing around with my PlayStation, playing some of the older PlayStation games, especially when while I had premium because I had premium for a little while. Before that expired, I was playing like Ridge Racer on my on my Steam Deck and a few other games. What's that game? That's that goddamn game. The one where you catch the damn monkeys. I forget that
Ape
damn
Escape.
Ape Escape. Yeah, thank you, Ape Escape. Yeah. I was playing that and stuff on there. I was having a pretty good time, but to be able to play, you know, some PlayStation games, Xbox games, Steam games, all on the same device, like I need that like everywhere. Like that would be phenomenal if I could just do that everywhere. Maybe I'm a few generations in front of some people because I know some people love to, oh, I got my box and it does what it's supposed to do. But like ideally, I mean, I'm a console gamer that likes PC benefits. Does that make
PC
sense?
perks. PC perks, yeah.
It's the same thing. Yeah, PC perks, benefits, whatever. Um, I want to be able to play all my stuff on the same TV with minimal hookup. And I learned that really early when I started like getting system selectors and stuff like that for shit. Like I don't want to go behind my TV more than I have to. You know, if I could just put one HDMI cord and just plug it into one thing and have that do everything, that's fantastic. But I don't like the cumbersomeness of grabbing a mouse and updating every other time I turn on the some bitch and something like that. Like, if you want to update on your own, that's cool. But like, don't wait until I turn you on to do it, or like, or tell me that you need a update before I can even, before I can even like activate the entire system. Right? It's very rare. It's very rare that I have to like both consoles, obviously, even Nintendo as well, have updates, right? But their actual hardware updates are really rare and compared to like game updates and stuff like that. So I'd like to continue that. I
Yep.
know on my computer, it feels like I have an update every week for something. And then when that happens, it likes to change my settings to default on all this type of shit, and it's just annoying.
Ham, you don't need to update your PC every week, right? You can just keep it on one for like months.
Certain things won't work properly if you do that. Certain things won't work properly if you do that, and to be honest, it's usually best to be on the newest set of drivers when you're playing certain games, especially new games. Like being on an old set of drivers and playing Stalker probably won't work out too well.
Yeah.
Not a great plan.
So I mean, those are just some of my things. That's been my greatest thing this year in gaming, is just all the different types of ways I've been able to play while not even really being on said main platform device, whether it actually be a PC itself or PlayStation, Xbox. The only thing I haven't really been able to play somewhere else, which I know I could, I'm just being lazy, is Nintendo.
Oh man, I don't know, man. So why aren't you on Nintendo? Is it time or?
It's more or less like I like Nintendo, but when I like Nintendo, I don't mind just playing it on the Nintendo because it's so rare that I get into it. And plus, it's a handheld device, so I don't really need to have it hooked up to my TV like I do the rest of the things. And like it's already a Steam Deck, you know what I mean? So it's ready to go. And I don't mind having another handheld device because it's just whatever. I mean, I actually, no, I take that back. I would like to have less handheld devices too. I take that back, because if I could play all my Nintendo games on my Steam Deck, why would I get? Why? I shouldn't say why would I get a Switch, as much as I would want the Switch to have features of its own for me to feel the need to get that. Right? Like when you get the like when you get an Xbox, you get the quick resume and shit, right? When you get the PlayStation, you get a dual sense, right? Those things are pretty cool. Yeah. I like those things. I like features. I've always said that. I'm a big featured person when it comes to these consoles and stuff like that. So that's kind of what will continue to drive me to continue to get hardware from these different manufacturers. I do like the idea that Switch's controllers come out the side. It's pretty dope. It makes it easier to play multiplayer games because each person can have their own controller without me having to go buy a whole another one. It's kind of nice. It's a good feature.
And we're
I gotta get up out of here, y'all.
Plug what you gotta plug, man. Welcome in, One Way Dragon says this is interesting.
That's what I got plugged. Tight shit.
You got nothing? Nothing but tight shit? All right. Ham?
Hey, this is this the last episode of anything for 2024? Because
yeah,
that's what's up. Hey,
type
Y'all
Woo
stand
shit.
on
woo!
business for the rest of the year, and we'll
Enjoy
see
your
you
break.
next year. Continuing to stand on the business that you were standing on last year, just a little upgrade, I guess.
Yep.
There-
Yeah,
there's a 5 there instead of a 4, so
that's all it is. Cheers, Ham.
all it is. But y'all have a
Merry
wonderful rest
Christmas.
of the day. It's good being with y'all. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the panel. Y'all have a good
Yep.
one. Peace.
See you, bud.
Cheers.
So yeah.
Raichi, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, do y'all have pictures of your gaming setup? That might be a nice way
I
to
actually,
start off
I need to
next year.
take a picture of mine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do that. Let's take pics of our setups for next year, and then like maybe on the second or third episode of Bull Sitting next year, we'll just share with everyone. We'll put it up on the screen and have a good time. I think that'll be an interesting
Why not just
exercise.
turn your webcam to watch your setup?
I'm not.
I don't
I'll be
do
real with you. I'm not doing that right now because my desk is a mess. Nobody needs to see that.
Also, I'm not at my setup.
Oh, I thought he
I'm
was gonna say I'm not wearing pants.
I
I travel. Oh
That
my
too.
god,
I
Colton.
just changed my setup because I actually put my consoles next to my PC, so I can just
Uh-huh.
play everything from the capture card on my PC.
I
Ooh,
I literally just moved my Series X to my desk.
Yeah.
Raichi, you just gave me an awesome idea. Everyone in the chat, please feel free to share your setups as well, so
Mm,
we can highlight ours as well as yours next year on bull setting.
nice.
Yeah, yeah, that'll be fun. Matt, what's your high
Yeah,
point of 2024?
I already told you.
Sorry, sorry,
I
sorry.
already
It's
told you,
just that
bro.
Ham left, so I kind of lost the sequence. Cozy,
Yes.
Beluga, tell us the high point. What was it?
Uh, the high point is hanging out with all you guys and talking games.
That's incredibly wholesome of you, Cozy.
I need to get a handkerchief. Cozy making me cry over here. Appreciate that, Cozy. Really do. Um, Ty, what was the high point of 2024 for you? Ty, you still there?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yep, I'm here.
All right.
Mine's a bit broad, to be honest. But it can be summed up with saying like the whole gaming industry was the high point. Like it's a W, right? In 2023, we had amazing games, and everyone said, "Hey, this is probably one of the best years in gaming." 2012, 2013, it's up there as one of the best. And this year was supposed to be a very low year, but we got Power World. We had Wukong doing millions, so the Power World as well. Then we had Stellar Blade, Helldivers 2 doing crazy numbers. Final Fantasy
Warhammer.
Reboot was good. Warhammer, Metaphor, Japanese Atlas kicking ass. We had a AAA, primarily AAA studio in PlayStation release Astrobot. We had an Elden Ring Shadow Erdtree DLC do extremely good. We had the Return of Dragon's Dogma. We had Indiana Jones Immersive Sim, as Matt says. We have Hideki confirmed that he's going to be making Okami 2. We have Sakaguchi, creator of Final Fantasy, return back to console with Fantasian. And yeah, it's just been great overall. Like it's been a fantastic year for games. So, even sorry, Call of Duty's return back to form. This is
Dude,
a franchise we always say, oh, same, same, same. Now everyone's like, nah, that was dope. The single player was amazing, as you've said a few times now as well. So
okay.
overall, amazing year, good stuff, and I think knowing that the fact that we had less AAA blockbuster games this year,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the double A guys, the indie guys that carried the year to this height. Bilateral as well, doing them extremely good. And next year, we know these bigger games are coming. We know that we're gonna see Death Stranding 2. We know we're gonna see Ghosts of Yote. We know we're gonna see things from Xbox and potential Fable. Maybe Outer Worlds 2 is coming out. So we know the big games are also coming. So it's looking really good. But yeah, just shout out to the industry for carrying this 2020. for yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. And to your point about Call of Duty, I heard it was going to be dead now that it was on Game Pass. I thought it would be dead, but it broke records on Game Pass. It broke records on Steam. It broke records on PlayStation.
Hmm.
Turns out Game Pass is not an impediment to anything.
Don't worry, Loke. There's still plenty of time. Still plenty of time for it to die, Loke. Don't worry.
It's not gonna die. It's
Don't
not
worry
gonna
about it.
die.
Even looking at it
Cool breads.
from a console perspective, PlayStation and Xbox, they did really well this year. I think Sony would be happy with the fact because they always say this is going to be a down year for us, and for them to have Astro Bot win the Game of Awards, Game of the Year, for them to have Stellar Blade, take that
It's
hype, for
the
them to have.
Sony Awards, so obviously Astrobot won. What are we talking about?
I mean, even at that, it was a small game. I think what's important is Astrobot did better than Ratchet and Clank, right? Astrobot is basically their new mascot IP, and it's a game that costs considerably less to make, more than the AAA blockbusters or than Ratchet and Clank. So that kind of obviously nudges the industry in a way that, well, no, let me not say nudge, but it kind of shows some of these publishers like, hey, you know what? If we make some of these smaller games, you can actually get some good return. I would say probably out of all of the smaller games Sony has made, this might be the most profitable. Maybe Miles Morales might take that, but I think Astro Bot's probably done really good numbers with them too.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. My high point was Call of Duty. Um, that's the best campaign I've played in a very long time, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. There were some parts that was genuinely scary, and I felt chills on my body. It wasn't just, oh, that was kind of freaky. It's like, no, I had jump scares, and I had to check like what's going on here. It was awesome. I enjoyed the characters, the twists and turns. Even though one or two were predictable, that campaign for me, like Matt says, tight shit, tight shit.
Nice.
Moving on, moving on. Flemish, are you more or less interested to be a gamer in the future after what we've seen this year?
Well, I think for what I said today, I think you can say immediately yes, of course. Gaming is my passion, it's my hobby. Um, and yeah, when we get to the plugs, I'll tell you more about why as well.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm super excited to be gaming 2025, especially with games like everybody wants to play GTA 6, but I don't think it comes out next year. I think in 2 years. I think it will be 2026 game. But just yeah, even about like the political stuff, I don't really care. It's like a good fantasy game from a good developer that made some awesome games. So I don't see that the detriment of one person will like bring the game down that much. To be honest, there's other stuff, but yeah, I think it's gonna be a good year for sure.
I'd like to challenge that. I'd like to challenge that. Matt, do you agree with Flemish that the director is actually not going to affect the fortunes of Avowed?
Valid? Yeah,
Him popping off.
I definitely agree with that, dude. It's to say like the people who get like, yeah, I don't know if I want to, but like, dude, long story short,
I
I
love it.
I
I love it. That was a
I
step back
agree.
three right there. You
I
took a
agree.
step back very quickly.
I agree because, dude, it's like I mentioned earlier, we it feels like we do this with every single game that releases, but somehow every single game still sells copies and people still play games, and you know I don't think it matters. I think if you were going to play Avowed before this whole thing, you're probably still going to play Avowed.
Yeah,
Odds are
I'm
pretty
probably still
good.
to play it.
Yeah, odds
Yeah.
are good you're not going to not play it. You weren't hyped for Avowed, and then this art director opened his mouth and you're like, "No, I'm not excited anymore." No. Like that didn't happen. So if you're somebody who was on the fence, maybe, but like if you were excited for the game, you're gonna play it anyway. And if it's bad, it's bad, and you move on. And if it's good, it's good, and that's just the way things are. I don't think that whole whatever the director said isn't going to really matter. And whenever that game releases, it'll be a talking point, but it's not going to really matter.
So, speaking to that, Matt, are you more or less excited to be a gamer in the future?
I'll do them hype to be a gamer. I'm
Yeah.
hype. I love it.
All
Every year this generation, with the exception of 2022 for Xbox, has gotten better than the last year. So, and next year seems to be like it's going to be no different. So, I would have to say I'm definitely excited.
right. All right. Cozy, are you more or less
Yes,
excited to be a gamer in the future?
I am more excited.
Please tell us why.
I always I think there's this is like an incredible time for games. Like a lot of you know, as far as access to games go and access to games that I have, games that I've just been collecting for a rainy day. I am more excited because either way, no matter what direction the gaming world takes, I have still it won't affect my ability to just find games to play.
All right. The cup runneth over as far as games are concerned for Cozy. More than enough games to play. Uh,
It's a fact.
Vic says, I got a build list for you, Log. Send it through.
Ooh,
Send it through, Vic. I'm making
did you
decisions.
did you
In
want
the
me to
next
send you
3 months,
another one?
please, Matt. Options are not a bad thing.
All right, cool.
But I did send you a question. Like, do I have to build these things myself? Like,
Yeah,
will the parts come in
y-
independently and then I have to figure it out?
yeah, dude. The parts will come in independently. Hit me up. I'll walk you through it. Or if you don't even, like, you can just look it up on YouTube. Linus, Jay's 2 cents, tons of channels do build guides and how to put together computers. Like
Can
that's
you?
how I built my first computer. Was I just followed step for step a guide. I think from like Linus Tech Tips, and
I
I built
can't
my first
shit on
computer.
Linus Tech Tips. I'll probably call you on WhatsApp. You show me how to do it, and then if it doesn't work, I'll shit on you directly. Linus Tech Tips doesn't know who I
Well,
am.
here's the thing, Loke. If you get tips from me, you're gonna nail it. It's gonna be the greatest thing ever made, probably.
Okay.
So
All
you
right.
won't shit on me. Type shit. Shout out to Ham Solo. Type shit.
Uh, Vic says it's on Twitter,
What is this
not.
type shit stuff? I don't. I'm confused.
Oh,
Just
go
some
ahead.
type shit. Just some type shit. That's all it is.
Vic says I need to
Loke
stop being a
knows.
pussy. Vic says I need to stop being a pussy. Vic, quick note:
Stop being a
pussies,
pussy.
pussies bleed
So do you,
every
bud.
month, every
So do
month,
you, bud. Want to
and
get
they're
you
fine.
one of these?
They're fine.
Oh my god.
All right. So, so you're not gonna insult me by calling me that. All right. That's a tough ass organ. Anyways, is it an organ? Anyways,
It's
we're off topic.
What the?
Tai, are you more or less excited to be a gamer in the future, Tai?
More
Which age,
excited,
Vic?
and I think the industry. I think every year in the industry has been getting better and better and better. So I agree with what Flemish, Matt, and Cozy has said. I think the
Mm-hmm.
when people focus on, I think that there's two things that makes people iffy, right? So maybe three things. They focus on the negatives, so they look at microtransactions, all that kind of stuff, and they don't like it. So that's fair. But I think the next thing is that they focus on games that are not necessarily made for them, and they see that as an affront to them in some way, shape, or form. Whereas, I went through a list of games like Stellar Blade, Black Myth Wukong, Warhammer, Astro, all these good games. They don't really focus on them too much. They just focus on the ones that aren't made for them or they don't like. And I think that's where people's depression on the gaming industry comes from. But if you just ignore all that and just focus on what you want to play, then I think you should be happy. I also think the other reason is because it's very hard to recapture those first moments. So when you play Mario 64 for the first time, 3D game, when you play Street Fighter, you do a combo, when you play Skyrim, when you play these games that are defining, and obviously, because these games were defining, everything is just an iterative of these games. So you don't feel that nostalgic feeling at the moment, right? So then you think, well, things are regressing. They're not. They're getting better. Like the Assassin's Creed games, like Valhalla, for example. I remember playing Origins. Great game. If you ask me which is better, Valhalla or Origins, I would say Valhalla has way more content. However, I prefer Origins because it gave me that first time feeling of, oh, this is cool, Assassin's Creed, open world kind of vibe. So I think that's what's happening there.
Um,
I'll say one more point, which is kind of related to the last question you asked. We had a game like Dustborn, which shows us that games is extremely diverse. A game like Dustborn should exist because we have
yes.
so many people from different areas who can make games to cater to different types of people. When Dustborn comes out, that tells you that like who you are, you don't need the big bucks, you don't need all these things. You can make a game that you are passionate about,
All
and
right,
it'll be a
hold on,
great game.
hold on, hold on, hold on. Just Born was funded by three governments.
Nearly
One of
every
them was the European Union.
mhm.
So it's
Nearly
not
every game,
that indie that we're thinking. It's not as indie as we think.
yeah, but sure, but nearly every game is funded by governments. Like most indie studios have grants from government. Wukong is a government game, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, but I'm just saying the story you're telling. When you start bringing in, oh, you don't need this great big budget, and that's when I was like, all right, stop, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. It's not the little engine that
No,
could.
no, 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 for
That's not what.
sure. But my point here would be like, in terms of how much money they got, it's not a triple A game. It's not even probably a double A
Yeah,
game. It's probably
it's
more
not
in the indie
hundreds of.
section. Yeah, yeah. Like I remember
Yeah,
even doing
yeah,
a Mass Effect. I was doing a Mass Effect video, and one of the studios or people were let go in from Bioware, just because they actually had government subsidies for like a couple of years, and then as soon as the government took it back, they were like, okay, well, we don't need these players anymore. So a lot of these studios actually all have grants. So they're actually all
yeah,
government funded, every single one of them. Like there's no studio that's going to turn down money for free, just because they want to be independent. It's so silly. So like a game like
yeah.
Dustborn is a game that is not appealing to me, but it's appealing to different types of people, and I think that's actually perfect. We should have games like that in this situation. So it may be like obviously kind of goes back to the previous question. It's upsetting when people think, well, that shouldn't exist. Well, bro, it wasn't for you in the first place, so it should exist, right? Like just because a game isn't for you doesn't mean it shouldn't exist. But yeah, I think the industry is going in a good way, and I would like if there was a Dustborn 2. I would like if there was a Space Marine 3. I would like if there was a Stellar Blade 2 and a Bayonetta 2, like this. Sorry, Bayonetta 4. There's so much diversity in this game that there's so much to play and so much to do. Like we can't, like the industry is in such a good place, and I think we all need to recognize that. But look, I'll let you disagree.
No, no, I don't disagree with you. These games, we, for me, I feel like every director that has a vision, right, should have the right to put out that vision into the world. All I disagree with is people that want to censor criticism. Just because the game's not for me, don't say I can't criticize it. That's where me and you disagree, Ty. Because from my point of view, your philosophy is essentially toxic positivity. If you have nothing good to say about this, don't say anything. And I think that's bullshit.
Well, you're wrong.
That's the only place we disagree. That's the only place we disagree.
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
not really. I mean, yeah, I see your points, and I think obviously I can think about what you're saying, and obviously we know Concord had toxic positivity, right? So there's a perfect example of that playing out in the industry. I think it's my take. I go a little bit deeper than that. Whereas I just say I don't even have time to play this Concord game. There's just too many good games out for me to care about the ones that are not made for me, right? Like, I guess you could look at it this way. Why would I be voicing opinions on Concord when I can be playing Wukong, Indiana Jones, Power World, Stellar Blade, Space Marines 2, the games that are actually made for me. And I think the key thing that we need to remember here is that back when we were like, younger during the PlayStation 1 generation, N64, we didn't talk about the bad games. So many
I
crappy games
did.
came out.
I fucking did. I
You
don't know
did.
what you're talking, dude. I don't know. I don't know how you grew up. Right? It was very different from mine, because I remember scraping money together with my brother,
Mhm.
buying a game that had an awesome box, and it was shit, and we were pissed for 2 weeks. For the next 2 weeks, we were pissed off when we had to go back to playing the games we already had,
Justifiable.
because the new one we just bought is shit. So I don't know, bruh. I don't know
Well,
where,
here's my
where you
point on that
grew up.
though.
We used to
Here's
shit on bad games
well, here's my
all the
point on
time
that.
back.
Here's my point on that. Yeah, because you purchased the game and the game was crap, I would say 100%. Especially because there's no reviews out there. But now we have previews, reviews, first-hand accounts of people playing this game. So, for example, if you bought Dustborn 2 after it's already released and you say it's a shit game, that L is on you. How do people buy shit games in 2024 when the internet is available? Doesn't make sense,
Hmm.
right?
Like, I have to do it as a content creator. I have to do it.
Oh, but then that's
Well,
your job then, so it's different.
hold on, but also don't forget that most people that actually play video games are people who don't watch the media. They don't go to YouTube to watch videos about the game. They
They
don't do
do,
that stuff. They just see a game
they
in the
do, but
store
they go to
and they buy.
IGN. They do, Flemish, but they go to IGN. That's the problem. They search on the link, right? Like, they'll see an ad for Stellar Blade, for example, and then they'll go to YouTube, and then they'll say Stellar Blade review, and then the first three reviews with the most likes is what? It's IGN, it's GameSpot, etc. And these publications, I hate to say it, most of them suffer from what is it, publisher capture or access media syndrome, where you can't be too critical, otherwise you don't get access to the next code and the next code and the next code.
Yeah, it's
So you
bullshit.
can have a game that's actually bad. Oh, we give it a 7. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but even
They
at that,
gave
right?
Concord. They gave Concord a 7. IGN gave Concord a 7.
Yep.
Well, hold on. I mean, so it's not about just IGN, right? I think one thing we need to say is that consumers need to be better. We can't just rely on one company to kind of tell us if a game is good or not, right? And if a company tells you a game is good, and then you buy it and the game sucks, then you shouldn't trust them again. So, for example, Concord's Metacritic across the board media is 62. I'll be very honest. If you're buying a 62 Metacritic game and you feel like this is a bad game, this is a 60 level game or like 6%, I'm sorry, 6 out of 10 level game, that's on you. That's not on IGN. That's not on any other media from. Like, you need to do your due diligence. We can't hold consumers' hands anymore. We're in 2024. Like, media is everywhere, and if you're willing to spend over 70, these games are expensive, $70 on a product, and you can't even check a review, you can't even double check two different sources,
Mhm.
that's a you problem.
Yep.
That's not media. Games are not cheap. This is like the guy who pre-orders, Anthem, Mass Effect Andromeda, continuously
Yo,
pre-orders
no,
games
stop
and gets screwed
dissing me,
over.
bro. Stop dissing me, because I pre-ordered the Ultimate Edition of Anthem. Get off my ass. All
But
right?
here's the
Hey,
thing, though. You pre-order those games, and then
Type shit.
BioWare tells you we're making a new game again, and you pre-order again. Then that L's on you.
No, I'm not doing it again. No, no, sir.
Exactly.
No, no, no. Even for Anthem 2, I'm not doing it again. Matt, you were saying?
Oh man, sword for you.
I mean, my thing with sorry, is Matt talking? I can't seem to hear him.
Matt, you're chopping up, bro.
well, actually, I also want to say like I'm playing the Veilguard as well. right? I play a little bit because my wife wanted to play a huge story game. So I'm like, ah, fuck it, I'll play it. I mean, it's an RPG. How bad can it be? And actually, so far, I haven't come across anything that's considered DEI or in the aspect
Oh,
that
okay.
it shouldn't
See,
be.
see.
But
So it's
it
not so
seems
bad.
to be, from the consensus of what I've seen, it all seems to be based on the Canary character. Um, that's like bogging the game down, basically. But I haven't been to that point yet. So far, it's actually not bad. Combat is not bad. It's better than I expected.
I think
But
Matt might actually be able to talk to you about this a little bit more because he's finished it, right? And I have a few friends who's also finished it, and one of the points that they all say is that even the canary character stuff, like a lot of the time you choose to have that discussion. Like some of these are side missions. So again, like,
Oh
this is
yeah.
like go ahead.
yeah, sorry, I just remembered there's like a mirror in the game in the beginning of the game somewhere, right? And the mirror you can choose to be just yourself, or you can choose to like swap your gender or that kind of stuff, right? And if you don't choose the option, you don't get like options like that in the game. So it's like you're doing it to yourself.
Yeah, so I mean, I haven't played it, so I can't really comment on that. But the guys I know who played it, they said like some of these things are side missions. Like so, once again, it's like this is almost like this is even not as bad as the atomic heart situation, right? Where developer puts in something that we
Mm.
don't like.
All
This
right,
is an
all right. We're
option.
not gonna turn this into the DI podcast. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. Let's move on. Flemish.
Yes.
If exclusives are off the table, because we've seen a lot of Xbox putting their stuff on PC, PlayStation putting their stuff on PC,
Yeah.
Nintendo putting their stuff on mobile. If exclusives are off the table, what is each platform's big selling point that set them apart from the rest, in your opinion?
Well, in my opinion, Xbox always tries to be the most best hardware console, right? That's why they always want to try to be the best performance and the best graphical box. PlayStation is the best in single player games, in my opinion. When it comes to like huge budget AAA titles like God of War, they also got the really good IPs in general. I think Crash Bandicoot and all that kind of stuff, like just in general, like before it became like multiplat, right? Um, it's like just huge selling points for them. And I do want to say, like, after all this time with the controller and the dual sense stuff, it's actually not it's actually better than I thought. Like, it's not just a gimmick. Sometimes, like, when it is a game that utilizes that stuff, it's actually really good. In the beginning, my fingers always were tired because of the triggers with the like you're battling your triggers at the same time, right? And they don't want to go down, or you felt
Yeah.
like clicking stuff. But after a while, it's like it immerses you more. And I think Astrobot is still the best way to play with the controller.
Oh
It
man,
shows
don't
it
do
off.
less robot.
Well, it shows it off pretty much how it should be. So it's perfect for
Mm.
that regard, especially like the older like demo we had when the PlayStation 5 came out, right? um
The demo was
I,
better than the original game, but than the game itself, in my opinion, because I finished the demo. This game, the actual game for me, after I beat the second stage or planet or whatever,
yeah.
I was just bored out of my brain. I was just like, oh god, just get me out. And
Talking about Astrobot.
yeah,
Yeah,
Astrobot.
that's about game. Yeah,
I gotta be real. I haven't beat either.
me neither.
Yeah,
Like I
I
don't
Wait,
understand
wait,
how it
wait,
could win Game
wait
of
a
the
minute.
Year. Like that's my
Flemish,
hey
opinion.
Flemish, you are capping for it, but you haven't beat it.
Whoa, 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 whoa! I'm saying about the first one. I'm not talking about the second one.
Ah, okay, okay, okay.
I
Ah.
haven't beat either of
All
them.
right.
I haven't beat the demo
The
or
first one I beat him 100%. I wanted to do everything because it
Yeah,
was
the first one, dude.
fun. It felt good with the control. It's a good
I think I
demo for what
finished
the
it.
control can do.
I think I
But
finished it in like a
and
day. The day that I first tried it was the day that I beat the
mhm,
demo.
yeah,
It's very good.
and Nintendo
Uh,
is just Nintendo. Nintendo will always be just Nintendo. They they can do nothing wrong apparently because they will sell huge amount of copies with every game they make.
all the time, all the time.
And it never stops. Like I want those games on PC. For the love of God, give me Zelda, give me Mario on PC. Jesus, how many more years do we have to beg for this shit? Um, Pardon my French.
All
Like
right.
30
for
more years,
I
probably.
really want to play just Breath of the Wild and in legit ways, right? On my PC with
Legit
nice
ways
graphics and
and
with just
achievements
generally
on Steam.
yeah, everything,
Uh,
everything. Like
I was gonna say, well,
well,
what do
I
I have
do have an
something for you?
like I bought the Steam Deck as well, and I basically
Yeah,
can play
something for
them.
you.
I've made an emulation machine. I can play everything
Sure.
that I want now. So yeah, I could play them, but I really want to play them natively on the PC at some point. And I hope that Nintendo just knows that the money they're missing, because they could make so much more money if they sell them also on PC.
If Nintendo goes like third party, barring the fact that they don't have any live service games, they will become the biggest publisher ever. Like those
Yeah,
games will sell everywhere.
I hope they get their head out of their ass and just
God
don't
damn
think
it.
their own console anymore. I mean, everybody's doing it at this point. We got PlayStation doing it. We got Xbox doing it. So come on, Nintendo, you're lost one. Just get over.
They will be the last company to do it, unfortunately. But yeah, I do see a point where even they become a bit more widespread, but they'll
Yeah,
be the last for sure.
Yeah, we'll see.
yeah. Fuck, welcome in says, I notice everyone that says PS5 always lists off a bunch of PS4 games instead of a lot of the new IPs from this generation. No hate or anything, just something I've noticed listening to various podcasts. I think it's a fair comment.
Well,
It's a fair comment.
there's not that
PS5
many.
hasn't really delivered
Yeah, they
I
said
don't
they
I don't
in
think
a
it's a
big
fair
way,
comment at
you
all.
know?
they, they're gonna deliver after
Well, okay,
March. They're gonna announce new games
well,
that they're
we're the big
working
one.
on, right?
So which games? Which games? Ty,
No,
which games should people be
When
mentioning?
I say a fair comment, I'm like in relate like who are we comparing to? Are we comparing to Xbox? Is that who's the prime rival? Because
No, it's
when
not about comparing to Xbox. Focus on the comment made. When people bring up PS5, they always list off a bunch of PS4 games. That's not incorrect. It just
okay,
is what it is.
if we're saying as a standard, then then I'm guessing Fuck Q is saying that well, when people bring up Xbox games, they always bring up the same IPs as well. I'm guessing that's what he's
Bro,
potentially saying, right?
bro, bro, chill, chill. We're both ponies here, all right? Settle down, Ty. All I'm saying is read the comment. And I think it's a fair comment to make. When people that defend PS5 start talking about games and they always list off PS4 games. That is true.
because if for me it's like the PlayStation 4 games were the most memorable and like the older generations because there hasn't been too many released yet in the PS5 era, I would say, that are that memorable, except maybe God of War Ragnarok. But then the previous, like everybody thinks about the first one as well, and that's from the PS4 era. So there's a lot of games that haven't like still need to come out to maybe wow us and then be the PS5 era. And like I said, like they just had a hiatus that they said we're not releasing any games till next year March, and then we're gonna do announcements for what games will come, right? With the
Mm.
PS like showcase. So I waited for that to see what's gonna happen, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, until now, we don't know.
We'll see.
I guess he's right
Yeah.
then. I suppose, but I would obviously look at games like is Helldivers 2 is exclusive to PS5, right?
NPC.
Okay,
Cozy.
so that's a next gen game, and then you
Yeah.
have
Wait, Cozy, is Helldivers on PS4 or no?
No.
okay, so you have
No.
Astro Bot. So you have is Astro Bot on PS4 as well?
No.
Let me check.
I don't think so. So you have Astro Bot PS5 exclusive. You have Helldivers 2 PS5 exclusive. You have Stellar Blade PS5 exclusive. You have Ratchet and Clank PS5 exclusive. You have Spider-Man 2 PS5 exclusive. Like those are 5 big games I just said off the top of my head that are PS5 exclusives. I don't. I don't think the critique is necessarily fair then, right? Oh, you have
Yeah,
Forspoken
but he's not
PS5
talking about
exclusive.
you. He's not talking about you.
No, but
People going to be.
he's saying like they bring this up, but he's like they don't really have any new IPs or new PS5 exclusive games. I guess that's what he's trying to say. But I've just named 5 off the top of my head, and those are
He didn't
good
say. He
games.
didn't say they don't have
No,
any
say
PS5
not.
exclusives. He's saying the people that defend
Hmm.
don't bring up the so-called PS5 games. They list off a bunch of PS4 games.
Oh, okay,
It's on the screen right now.
Yeah, I think it's more
okay, fair enough. Yeah, I get
memorable.
you.
I think it's just more
Yeah,
memorable the PS4 than the PS5 games.
yeah, it just is
Yeah,
what
that
it
makes
is, man.
sense.
It's no shade to the PS5. It's just for some reason people are more attached to the PS4. That's all it
Oh
is.
no, I will say no. I think this generation sucks. Like
Is
I think it's the worst.
is it also that they not just brought off a lot of games from the PS4 to like upgrades with PS5
Yeah,
or
Yeah.
remasters or and so it feels like we're just talking about older games instead of the new ones because of that stuff?
hmm
Yeah, but if the
Yeah.
new ones were great, if the new ones were better than the old ones, people wouldn't be bringing up the old ones. Yes.
I
What,
think the old ones
what new
because
ones?
like a game like let's say
Shut up, man.
Cyberpunk.
Don't be toxic. Go
Huh.
ahead, Ty. I
Yeah, but
heard that, man.
exclusives, right? We're talking about exclusives, I think, or
Yeah, he was
Um,
talking about exclusives. Falk was talking about exclusives.
hmm.
oh, okay.
Plus, Cyberpunk was technically from the PS4 and Xbox generation. I know it
Yeah, but
doesn't.
Oh,
it was. It wasn't really.
it
It
wasn't.
wasn't
No,
really.
no, no.
It really
I'm
wasn't.
straight up gonna say no to that. Even on even on the new consoles, they have problems. Come on.
Damn, damn. All right, fine, cozy. If exclusives are off the table, what is each platform's big selling point that sets them apart
Uh,
from the rest?
so PlayStation without exclusives is still um an easy way to get into gaming. Same goes for Xbox. Same goes for Nintendo.
Easy access. So the console still has that edge that
Hmm.
they've had forever over PC, which is you can easily get in and have fun. That's fair. That's fair. Matt, if
Yo,
exclusives are off the table, what is each platform's big selling point that set them apart from the rest?
each platform's big selling point.
Yeah.
So for PlayStation, it'd probably be, regardless of whether they have exclusives or not, it would be the brand is like the first thing because like they've built a pretty strong brand over the last, what is it, like 30 years at this point. They just did, yeah, the 30 years because they just did the 30th anniversary. So yeah, it would be the brand for PlayStation, brand recognition. You say PlayStation, everybody knows PlayStation. Can be a kid, can be a grandma, can be anybody. Everybody knows what a PlayStation is. For Xbox, it'd probably be the ecosystem. I think out of Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox offers the best, most comprehensive ecosystem, as in like choices of where you're going to play and whatnot. For Nintendo,
Yeah.
it'd probably be a lot of the same for PlayStation. It'd be it'd be brand record. Everybody knows what Nintendo is. Them losing exclusives doesn't stop everybody from knowing what a Nintendo is. Plus, also like they they usually always do something good hardware wise, like something unique to make them stand out. That's another thing Nintendo has going for them. Sometimes it doesn't hit, like the Wii U, but for the most part, they always try to do something unique with their hardware, which will
The
help them stand
Wii U's
out.
off TV play was too ahead of its time.
Yeah, you could probably say that. You could
What
probably
was
say
that?
that.
Explain, because I'm not sure what that is. What was that, Cozy?
Well, the Wii U was a handheld, wasn't it?
What's this?
No,
This off TV
I
play?
thought it
I don't know what
was.
that is.
off TV play was where so the Wii U had a gamepad that was the controller, but it had a screen
Oh,
on it, and on off TV play was games. Some games could be used. So you could use you'd use the gamepad
The Wii U is basically
to
a
play on.
remote play
Instead of
device, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't remote though. You couldn't go very far, but
No, I mean, yeah, it was actually worse then because at least with remote play you could actually go outside and do things. Whereas with the Wii U, you were tied to your house. If you stepped out too much, you would just kind of disconnect.
I mean,
Uh,
you couldn't even go a few rooms over without it being like, okay, we're going to
yeah,
disconnect.
yeah, the Wii U is probably
But yeah,
Nintendo's worst innovation.
All
oh,
right.
can I add
Yeah, go
for
ahead.
Xbox probably Game Pass as well. But I guess that ties into the whole ecosystem thing. So yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
Xbox is Game Pass and Game Pass is Xbox.
yeah.
Yeah. So, Ty, if
What's up?
exclusives are off the table, what is each platform's big selling point that sets them apart from the rest?
I think PlayStation is known for probably really good hardware, right? Xbox has really good features, so I think that would be the battle. If everything went third party, I think
Yeah.
Xbox probably has a very good chance at dominating. I think they have games.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, absolutely.
They have because now we're just talking about consoles. So
Yeah.
an Xbox at this point they could just take a loss. They'll be like, okay, you know what? If we're playing this game now and we know that um, the next God of War will be better on our platform because we have the better console. The next Spider-Man 3 is going to be on our console, so we have better graphics. They'll go full out on console, like just like they did with the Series X. Except this time it'll be way more powerful than the PS6 because Sony isn't willing to take that loss, whereas Microsoft clearly is. So as soon as you get that, now you have Game Pass. Now you have all the other features. Um, you have X Cloud. You have yeah, they win easily. Um,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the console, the company
Easy.
that dies is Nintendo. Nintendo becomes a third party
it's
publisher. They can't
it's
compete.
true.
What? Nintendo dies in this space.
As a console holder, they die. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because if you think about it, all
That's
Xbox needs to do at this point now is say, okay, we're just going to release a handheld that has, a 4070 inside or whatever it is, or like if they can do that. And Nintendo's offering is going to be severely weaker. So now when you're playing Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, you're playing 4K 120 frames on the Xbox's handheld. On Nintendo's handheld, you're doing what, like 60 frames, 1080p? Like it's game over at that point.
I don't know. Raichi says quick resume rules. We did speak about this
Facts.
on Monday, if I'm not mistaken, Matt. And yeah, that's true.
Oh,
I'm with
also,
Vic.
I don't
I'm
know
with
if
Vic.
Matt
Nintendo got its gimmicks. I'm with Vic. I think Nintendo would out gimmick both PlayStation and Xbox.
oh, they
They'd
can't. It's
find a
it's
way.
done.
They would find a way.
Nah, they won't find it. I think the gimmick stage of the industry is completely finished. No one cares about these gimmicks anymore. We were experimenting with motion control. We were experimenting with touchscreens, and now we're completely done. Like you can't. No one's gonna come out with a new controller that has some new crazy device attached to it and be like, oh yeah, this is what it is. People want to play Call of Duty with the control pad with two sticks, and this is why the Switch 2 looks exactly and is gonna be exactly like the Switch 1 because there's no gimmicks. They know gimmicks ain't gonna work this time around. The
Yeah.
example I'll give is even Metroid, right? Because if you remember when not Tears of the Kingdom, Skyward Sword came out, it used the motion control. When the Wii U had certain games, when the DS came out, it used touchscreen for specific games. These were all gimmicks. There is no Switch game that is telling you, like Zelda, Splatoon, that's telling you, hey, here's a gimmick way to play this game. And these are the best selling games now, right? Mario Kart is the best selling game now. Splatoon's the best selling games now. And Metro Prime
Mm.
4 is going to come out with just a regular controller setup. There's no, hey, use the motion control to do this, use the touchscreen to do that. Nope. The gimmicks phase of the industry is completely finished. The only kind of gimmick you're going to see is virtual headsets.
I
And that's it.
disagree with that in the sense that I think there will be a gimmick. I don't think we'll. I mean, we can't obviously know what it'll be until somebody thinks of it. But I'm
Yeah.
sure there will be more
It comes back.
gimmicks. There'll definitely be more gimmicks. Whether or not they will be successful or engaging or enticing at all is that's a whole other conversation. But there's no way that gimmicks will just stop.
Well, I guess I should rephrase it. Gimmicks will happen, but they will not fundamentally change the way we play, and they will not fundamentally be accepted like as a core feature. Like for example, the way the Wii was okay. It's all about motion control. Like that's not going to happen again. The way the DS was about touch screens and two screens, that's not going to happen again. Microsoft tried it with Connect. Eventually, they realized like, nope, gamers just want a game. Sony tried it with the Move controls and the iToy. Nope, gamers just want a game. Nintendo tried it with the Wii and the Wii U, and people bought onto it with the Wii initially. But the reason why the Wii 2 was going to fail was because no one cares about motion controls. It's not a superior way to play games. I remember playing Metro Prime Corruption on the Wii. All I could think was, this is like this is shit. Like what the? Give me my controller pad
Wow.
instead. It was just a bad way
Wow.
to play. I remember playing even Mario 64 on the Nintendo DS, and I'm thinking, how is holding the controller with one hand and using my right hand to touch the screen to do simple features like jump and shoot better? It's not a better version. It's just a different way to play that's inferior in every single way, shape, or form. The standard controller we have now is the best way to play video games, and that's why we see Sony doing things like adaptive triggers and the other thing they have, what's it called? The extra feature that they have with the controller, because they understand like what we have now is good. We just need to keep improving on this. You're not going to see Sony bring out a touchscreen controller because no one cares about that. No one cares about these like gimmicks or whatever. But to Matt's point, yeah, Nintendo could come again with something new that completely just shocks me, shocks everybody, and that's possible. I would wager that that is probably not going to succeed because the best
You're
gimmick Nintendo has come up with is the Switch, and the Switch doesn't fundamentally change how you play games. It just lets you play games in different locations.
All right. Well, I disagree because these guys are the ones that have been innovating for years now, for decades even. And your response is, you know what? These guys that have been delivering forever, they're probably not going to deliver next time. What? All right. Sure, bud. Good luck with that one. Sunrash says, I'm not happy for PS5 Pro because they said I shouldn't pick between quality or performance, but now I have more settings than before. Hey, man. I have nothing to say to you, brother. I'm sorry. Besides, I'm sorry. That's all I have to say. Be Nice says Xbox will still have exclusives. They have too many IPs not to. Xbox owns a majority of legendary titles. All platforms on average release 4 exclusives minimum a year. People thinking every game going is I don't know what that emoji means,
He's so wrong.
but
But I don't know what I mean. What does he mean with exclusive? Because everything launches on PC. Like Xbox is PC. Xbox is
maybe
cloud.
console
Xbox.
exclusive. Maybe console exclusive. maybe
Yeah,
means
at this point, that's what people mean when they say exclusive is console exclusives. Because to Flamish's point, everything that Xbox does goes on PC, and Sony's starting to put things on PC. Like when people say exclusives at this point, they're just forgetting the word console. Pretty much
yeah,
is what's
yeah.
happening.
Yeah, but yeah,
I think
All
he's
right.
very wrong though, on that point. So
About exclusives.
yeah, like it does, like the this it's. He says Xbox will still have exclusives. They have. Oh, thank you for taking it away. Yeah, they
Sorry,
have too many
sorry.
IPs not to. Xbox owns majority legendary titles. All platforms on average release for exclusive minimum. So the problem I think with this statement is that as soon as you start playing this wishy washy game of some of them go, some of them don't go, it already hurts everything, right? You either go in or you don't go in. Because at one point now, if you say to Obsidian, okay, well, Avowed's going to be exclusive, well, that sells 1 million copies. Then you say, well, Outer Worlds 2 is going to not be exclusive, but that sells 4 million copies. At what point does it make sense to make something exclusive and not make exclusive, right? The easiest way to answer that question was, well, live service games. But we're not seeing them do that with live service games. We're seeing them do that with many games. So if you're a developer and Xbox says, okay, fine, like, okay, sorry. Jez Gordon just literally said recently that Microsoft was they felt that they made the wrong decision about Helldivers. Sorry, not Helldivers. Hellblade 2 being an exclusive game. 100%, because that game this doesn't sell as much. It doesn't bring as many new Game Pass subscribers, so you need to offload it some way somehow to kind of bring in the revenue, and you do that by putting it on PlayStation. In the same way that Call of Duty allowed them to have their cake and eat it. We dropped it on Xbox, and we got dropped it on Game Pass. We got all these Game Pass subscribers. Xbox sales fell. However, the PC and the PlayStation side of things allowed us to kind of mitigate that revenue loss from Game Pass.
wait,
Hellblade 2 is
hold
going to be the same thing, right? And so is any other exclusive Xbox games.
But Call of Duty is special though because they are literally they almost were demanding that like Call of Duty is
Yeah,
the
it's in the law.
reason why
It's in the
ABK.
whole the whole ABK acquisition.
Yeah,
They have to
so
promise. They have to promise
it.
support, saying that it wouldn't be exclusive.
Yeah, there's a reason why that one is like on everything. I'm sure like if the ABK deal just went through without a hitch, I'm not sure like they would bring it to PlayStation at all.
No, I
It's
think
just
they still would. I
They
think
would.
they
Yeah, I
still
think
They
they
would.
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 They
I
would.
think they would.
think
Me too. The only
Dude,
time where sorry, go
COD
ahead,
is
Matt.
huge. COD is
No,
huge.
I was gonna say the only thing I think would change if that went through without a hitch and there was no pushback whatsoever is I don't think this whole strategy for Microsoft would be happening just yet. I think this would probably be put off until next generation.
Yeah.
You still think it's not going to be the whole slate?
Of for oh like no red lines or whatever shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, listen, I've said it before. I'm operating under the assumption that everything is going everywhere.
yes.
That
That's
is
that's
this.
where I'm at as well.
That is my
Phil
assumption.
said no red lines. Yeah, Phil said no red lines.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's all I can go by is whatever he said. So if there's no red lines, I'm assuming Halo, Gears, Forza, whatever game will make it to PlayStation at some point.
Yeah,
And with that assumption, my stance hasn't changed. I really don't care. So, but yeah, I assume it'll all go.
yeah. Because for me, the whole be nice is doubling down. Says whole slate. No, be nice. We have to agree, bro. Like either we believe what these execs say or we don't believe anything they say.
Yeah, be nice to your point.
And they said no red lines.
Yeah, to Loke's point, be nice. When you're asked, is Halo your flagship franchise gonna go over, and you can't even give an answer to that, that means like it's gonna come over. Like, of course, has to be. Nintendo's not saying, like, you ask Miyamoto or whatever, like, hey, is Mario gonna go on Xbox one day? He's gonna laugh at you, right? And that instills confidence. They're like, okay, yeah, this is Nintendo. Like, they ain't doing this. But when Phil literally is like, oh well, we can't make that decision yet. What do you mean you can't make that decision yet? Like, if Halo's gonna go over or not. Like, of course you do. And if you don't know yet, it means you're considering it. So once again, no red lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, but remember they told us no Halo was going to launch without split screen, and then they launched Halo without
Mhm.
split screen.
Well,
So
that's also the
And
thing. Is like, as much as Phil Spencer, as much as I said I'm listening to what Phil Spencer says there, like, the messaging is so confusing from Xbox at any given point that it's like, dude, Phil Spencer's like no red lines, and then Matt Voodoo's like it's case by case, and then Satya Nadella's like, it's we're gonna redefine what it means. Like no one, they're all saying different forms of kind of the same thing, but not really in line with each other. And
I
it's like, I don't know. Like, I can only listen to what you're telling me, but at the same time, I have no reason to believe that you'll follow through with any of it. So, like I said, I make the assumption that everything will be there, but if it doesn't, I also probably wouldn't be too surprised by that.
you,
yeah,
you can't even return, right? Because as soon as you start porting these games over, like, you can't tell consumers, oh, okay, mistake, our bad, all games are exclusive now. Like, no one's gonna, like, it just doesn't work. As soon as you
you
start
can
doing
though.
this, it's done.
You can, you can, you
In
can.
fact, like,
As
yeah,
long as you still have a country. Sorry, not a country. As long as you still have a company, as long as you're still making games,
the
you can
continent.
still wake up in 2030 and just stop porting games to all the other platforms. You can just do it.
I
But
think the
I
problem.
think to Ham's point, the communication needs to be clear, and
and
not just communication via like these press conferences or whatever. I'm talking about actually like having a vision and committing to it. That's what needs to happen because it feels like with Xbox specifically, it feels like they're pivoting every 5 seconds. They feel like Hakeem about to score a basket. It's like, oh, left, right, oh,
Dream
oh,
Shake.
back up,
well,
back
Dream
up.
Shake.
it's
Yeah,
like
the deep shake, and then it's like, bro, pick a lane and do something. It seems like they're trying to do everything but nothing at the same time.
I think
Obviously, the big picture is that they want to have their cake and eat it and put their games everywhere, but they still want to maintain a console. So the challenge is maintaining the value prospect for people for the console. But in terms of like the whole brand being everywhere, I don't think that's a bad move. I really don't. Maybe now it's a bad move, but in like 10, 15 years, this is going to be looked at as like a great idea that they had. It's just going to take some time to pan out. Go ahead, Flemish.
Yeah, so what I want to say, first of all, I think a console is just a definition of a PC in a small box where you instantly have access to your games. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You don't have to tweak anything, it's all done for you. It's
Mm-hmm.
easy access. That's what a console is. If you want to buy a console, that's why you should buy it. Okay? Not because of the games that are available on other platforms. No. If you're a gamer, you enjoy games. And it doesn't matter if they're on Xbox, on PlayStation, on PC, on Nintendo Switch, it doesn't matter. Like, you will play the games that you love, right? Even if you buy another console and it's not available on something else. Like, I still don't understand. It makes me mad to this day. Console warring is so bad in
Oh,
general.
it's
Like,
cringe.
It's fun.
It's
I don't
cringe.
understand. It's so annoying that people still have to root from one console over another because, oh, this is like on all everything now, and now we're gonna have a couple of games that come over to other, like to PlayStation. Like, what was it? Sea of Thieves comes over and stuff. Like, good, more players for the people that actually play the game. Maybe the player base is dwindling down, and they want to revitalize that. by bringing more gamers in. And maybe that was the only way they saw that happen, is by actually bringing PlayStation to Sea of Thieves. And there's got to be more exceptions like that. And I think it's just smart business. I think it's just a good thing to go in, but people need to understand what a console is for, and not it's not to keep your exclusives and to no, they want to make money. That's all they care about. And if the strategy for them is to do it this way, to actually have more platforms so they can get more sales done and get more people engaged in the things they're doing, um, I think it's a great idea.
Flemish, isn't don't PC have something similar with the whole Steam stuff?
No, you got Steam, you got
No, no,
GOG.
no. What I mean is like Steam. Like I talk to PC guys a lot, and like
Yeah,
these
yeah.
these these dudes are obsessed with this Steam thing. I didn't have Steam, and they just bullied. Get it, get it, get it. I'm like I buy on GOG, I buy on Microsoft Store, I buy on Ubisoft, and they almost go crazy. Like, how? Why would you do this? You
Yeah.
know, like, and they'll tell me straight up, like, if a game doesn't come out on Steam, they ain't playing the game. To me, that's almost like
Yeah.
console warring. Like, I think it's
Yeah,
ridiculous
that's
Yeah.
that
idiotic as well, because every game you buy on PC on any platform you can also use on Steam if you just add it to your library. It doesn't matter where you bought it. If it's on the Epic Store, it will just launch from Steam on the Epic Store then.
mm.
Yeah.
So
And
I would actually say the PC guys are the worst because at least with a console
yeah,
guy, like
Oh,
they're
settle down.
wait,
No.
hold
Whoa,
on.
whoa,
Well,
whoa, hold on, because
oh,
he's not wrong, and that's
You guys are the
listen,
worst.
dude,
Ah, well.
PC
the
are
the
elitists.
the tribalism. Yeah, first of all, what Ty is talking about is just a tribalism for Steam. Forget the fact that like you have people, and to be totally real, I'm kind of part of the problem when I give you this example. But whenever the PS5 Pro was announced, and everybody was like, "LOL, just get a PC." Like so many people were doing that. Where it's like, sure, you got a point, but goddamn, like chill out just a little bit, like calm
I
down.
mean,
But like to Ty's point, yeah, there's a weird tribalism with Steam, and I get it. They built up a lot of customer trust, consumer trust, and everything over the years, and for the most part, they do the things the right way. So I get it, but like, dude, people get really, really into like, dude, if you buy something off, like people will refuse to play. Dude, Alan Wake 2 didn't sell because it wasn't on Steam. Alan Wake 2 is a fucking amazing game. And people just were like, I'm not gonna play it because it's not on Steam. I'll just not play it.
Done.
Well,
Done.
That
I'll,
happens
I'll
for
do
tons
you.
of games.
I'll do you one better. When Borderlands 3 came out, it
Yeah.
was only available on Epic Games Store on PC.
Yes.
So people were bitching that it wasn't on Steam to begin with, right? And they waited half a year before it came to Steam. I bought it on both because I wanted to own it on Steam as well. I see like Steam is better than Epic Game Store because it has achievements and like tracking with game time and all that kind of stuff. Okay, Epic Game Store doesn't have that. It still needs to work on its client side, in my opinion. That there's a lot of good about Steam. Like everything is so well done in support with indies. Like everything comes on the new release page and stuff. Um,
Mm.
like it's a lot better on Steam. But GOG is doing something that I love so much that I wish it was more popular than Steam. GOG is making sure all your games are gonna work even when you buy them. They get delisted. They will
Yeah.
always work. They will always work with the newest hardware. So even games from 20 years ago, 30 years ago, will still be available for you to be played.
Yeah.
did they not update
Yeah.
some of games as well? Like they kind of like patch it. I think some. I heard someone talk about like Dragon Age, the old one was Origins or whatever on
Yeah.
GOG. They were like they upgraded for you, so it's actually like in a playable state as opposed to buggy and stuff.
Yep.
Um, this is why I just think it's because a console player. The reason why I say console players are even better is because a console guy he'll see Spider Man 2 and he's like, oh shit, that's a really
He or
good game.
she. He or she.
He or
He or
she
she.
he or she will see
Yeah.
Spider. Sorry, he, she, they will see Spider Man
Let's
2.
just say
Yes.
they. I think they
I
kind of
don't.
encompasses all
What?
of it.
Yeah, they'll see
Oh
Spider
my
Man
god.
2, and
This is
they'll
so dating.
they'll leave their house, go to the store, and they'll purchase a a console, Spider-Man PS5 console, and they'll purchase Spider-Man 2, and they'll put it right beside the Xbox on the TV. They'll set it up and they'll enter a whole new ecosystem just to play Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
But a PC player will refuse to press a button on their PC to play Alan Wake 2. No, I refuse. I outright refuse. To me, that is petty and it's just insane. So yeah, I think they're actually way, way worse. Um, if I could play a Nintendo game on PC, I would definitely do it 100%. The
Yeah.
idea that I won't play a game because I don't want to download an application onto a hardware via phone or PC is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, like ever.
Yeah, the only reason like I don't really use Epic, and that being said, when Epic gives away a free game that I want, I'm gonna get it. I'll get the free game, and that's kind of what I use it for. Same with like Prime, dude. My GOG library off of just Amazon Prime. Like for the longest time, I only had like 3 games in my GOG library. I checked. Let me check this. I've got 25 right now in the last, and that went up in like the last week, just off of Prime. So like, I have no problem using another launcher if they're just gonna give me free shit. I really don't care.
Can
Yeah,
I
It
tell
doesn't bother me.
you? Can I tell you how many games I got from just Epic Games alone that are just gotten? Like I'm actually
Mm-hmm.
adding the next game to it as well. I have over
What's the
300 games that are just free from Epic Game Store because they give you a game every single week, or even two with the holidays.
three
So
games?
three. I'm not joking. Like hold on, I'm getting the full list. So
That's wild.
in total, that would be 298 on Windows, then 51 on Windows 32, and then Mac OS is 55. So yeah, over 300, almost 400 at this point. Then interesting. So yeah, 400 games you get for free on Epic Game Store if you do it for years, years and years. So
This topic, this topic, we need to discuss it further on another pod. But
oh, you will.
unfortunately, we've
Yeah,
run out of time on this one. But last comment on this one, Sapo says, I think that was around that time when a user discovered that Epic was using their launcher to scan your hard drive to see what games you were playing. It made the headlines back then. Dude,
really.
if we're not going to use certain apps because they do nefarious things with our data, my brother and sister in Christ, it's
Get rid of your
about
phone.
time to uninstall everything. Everything.
Yeah,
Uninstall everything. That's all I have to say. If this is such a big problem for you, everything. You might even need to uninstall your underwear with the way things are going. Anyways,
my smart underwear.
that has brought us to the end of the show. Our last show for the year 2024 in TSWS Gaming. Flemish,
Yes.
please plug your stuff. Tell people where they can find you, what you're up to, etc.,
Oh
etc.
boy. So, like I said before, I bought like 350 bucks of games on all kinds of platforms because of the sales, of course, end of the year. Some good, juicy sales as always, right? You need to get those good games in. So, what I'm going to do following next year, I'm going back live. I'm going back to streaming. I put my consoles next to my PC to get my capture card going so I can stream everything. I can stream even my PlayStation, my Xbox to my PC. What I will do is I'll make a list of all the games I want to beat, starting with a couple, and then we can always vote things to the list. And I'm just gonna start beating games, which I never done before. I got like a revitalization of what I actually want to do with my gaming time and purpose, like what I want to do with streaming because it was getting boring last year and I stopped for a while. So yeah, that's my new plan, and I think it will succeed. I'm very hopeful for it, and I'm really excited at the same time. So I will do that on Twitch. under the name Flemish Boy, if you know me there. Besides
All
that,
right.
yeah, that's it. We got our weekly podcast, two weekly podcasts normally. Look as well,
Yeah,
right?
with
With
Kelly.
the Kali
Yeah.
Rex. Yeah, we're on a small hiatus till next year. But yeah, that's also our thing. Kali Rex 01 on YouTube. That's it.
All right. Good stuff. Cozy. Plug,
Yes.
plug, plug.
You can find me here and getting wasted with Wise. Uh, I'm hopefully going to have more things next year because this year just made me tired.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Matt. Plug, plug, plug.
Yeah, you can type shit. Find me
Oh
find me
wow!
on YouTube.
Wow, what an
Oh
offer!
my god. What? No, never mind. You can find me on YouTube. Alex Games. Videos every week. No video this week. I might have something out next week. We'll see. It's the holidays. I can't make a promise with that, but we'll see how it goes. I want to try to have a video out next week. Podcast every week. I'm assuming we're going to be taking a break from the podcast next week as well. But
Yes,
normally
yes.
Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern on my channel, you can find the L3R3 podcast with myself, Hard Days Mike, and it's me, Twan. And then Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern is a two-player podcast with myself and Ham Solo. And then Fridays every week except next week. Obviously, I'm
Yeah.
here with all these folks talking about all the stuff that we talk about.
A boot.
A boot.
All right. All right. Tay, plug your stuff, brother.
You guys can find me on Taya Talks, TAYETALKS. There's no real video or anything that I'm really focused on. I'm just doing like kind of random scripts to see what kind of hits. I've been doing a Witcher slash Star Wars video, Cal
Mm-hmm.
Kestis versus Geralt, and I'm just kind of reading up on abilities, special stuff, swordplay, who would win in the fight. If I was trying to be realistic about it. And I'm finding out some information. So the more I find out, the more I think it's actually a good fight, then the more I'll probably make the video. But yeah, that could be potentially my next video. Or I could talk about Exodus, which is
Ooh,
James Olsen's new game. That
looks
is,
good.
yeah, it looks really good. From the creators of, he used to work at Bioware, the creator of, I think, Neverwinter's Nights and Dragon Age. So that game looks good. I'm also reading the book as well, which is very interesting. I think they've created a very interesting universe. And yeah, there's a lot of like potential lore things to get out of it. So I could do a video of that too as well. So, I mean, we'll see. It just kind of depends how the wind blows.
All right. All right. Vic, thank you so much for the super chat, bro. Says, look what happened to Elden Ring. You finished? I'm
Yeah,
not
you done with that,
finished
bud?
Elden Ring,
Why not?
but I've had a lot of progress.
Not
Unfortunately,
enough.
I'm stuck on a specific achievement. Let me open Steam here real quick.
Uh-oh.
I'm stuck on legendary talismans. I have all the talismans, but the achievement is not popping. So I'm going to keep trying today. If it doesn't pop during Wise's podcast that me and Cozy are about to jump onto right now, I'm just going to carry on and I'm going to try and do the legendary armaments achievement, and then there's a couple of hidden achievements that I'm going to do. Hopefully, hopefully this is just a glitch and I don't have to restart the whole game. But since we're only coming back on the 6th for TSWS, I'm going to put in as much effort as possible. So by the time we come on next year, I have 100% of the game. That's the goal. That is the goal. That is the idea. Ham was giving me a lot of stick today before the show. He was shitting on me, talking about there's no way you're going to get this done, laughing at me. And I was like, all right, I'm going to lock in. I'm going to lock in. So that's what I'm going to try and do. That's the goal, Vic. Thanks for another $2 super chat. Says, years over, Punk. You failed Good try. No,
Exactly.
no, no. Year's over on the 1st of January. No, on the
Well,
31st of December. Once the
Luke's
clock
talking like
hits,
he's Carlton, and he's gonna take the final shot, and it's just gonna airball. It's just,
Matt,
it's just gonna
Matt,
be a dud.
Matt, when I show up, when I show up with my 100% achievement,
I'll be really proud of you. I'll be
I
really
want
proud of you.
everyone's knees, all the knees. Only Cozy believed in me. Everyone else
Hey,
had
buddy,
no faith.
I think it's great.
I've never not believed in you.
I
You
I
need to
think it's
quit making this
amazing.
stuff up.
Okay. So look, I don't have the capacity to last until the 6th of January. You know what? Keep
Just
it
said I don't
together.
have the capacity.
Keep it together. All right. Keep it together. Thank you to everyone for watching and supporting us throughout the year. Um, we really do appreciate you guys' uh, enthusiasm, the time you guys take to come through to the comment section. Uh, Obviously, we do also appreciate the super chats, but even just the memberships and engaging with us, whether we're streaming games, doing podcasts, we really do appreciate it, and we're grateful for your investment in TSWS, which is what it is. You guys are investing time, money, and all sorts of energy into this channel, and I speak for everyone here. We are very, very, very grateful from the bottom to the top of our hearts. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'll see you in 2025. Goodbye.